our view, this is the cause, right? Had A not been in place or existed, B wouldn't happen. That's our view of cause. Now, that's in which sense the first mover is the cause. Can I finish? You talk all this time and I don't have even time to answer. Now, A is the first mover. Had A not existed, B wouldn't have followed. A exists, and B follows, which is change. That's
if it exists in time. The fact that it exists is temporal.
I've explained to you, it cannot be temporal if it is changeless.
I understand that. So the other option is that it doesn't exist, and you've got to find another explanation for cause.
But I've explained to you that that's not possible either, because otherwise, then we're left with this.
What if anything there was an actual cause?
I got a quick question. God decide what made God decide to create the world if he didn't have to change his mind to do so?
God doesn't make decisions, though. That presupposes discursive reasoning. That's the problem. We don't believe that God makes decisions.
I mean, what made him decide to create the universe?
God doesn't make decisions.
Okay, so when did it happen?
There was no change in God, and the universe came into existence.
So was this instantaneous when he decided to do that? Because he existed eternally past, right?
You're still using the same language. God doesn't make decisions because decisions require discursive reasoning.
How do you know that God doesn't make decisions? How do you actually know that to assert it with such confidence?
Because decisions require change. God doesn't change, therefore God makes no decisions. Duh.
No, but I'm not asking for your logical path. I'm asking, how do you actually know this? Like, you're asserting this as a knowledge statement, not as a that's the logical. So just because you can logic it into existence doesn't mean that it's actually existent.
I don't understand what you mean by that. So I don't understand what that means.
Reasoning.
If we have logically valid reason and sound reason for thinking something, it means
so. That's not a sound reason.
If God is changeless, then he cannot make decisions. God is changeless, therefore God cannot make decisions.
Then it cannot create anything because that would require some action.
Because we have counterfactual notion of causation. I've explained this to you, and you're now repeating the same thing.
So God is about as useless as a fart in the wind because he can't do anything. He can't do anything at all according to your statement just then. He is unchanging, so he cannot do, because do would be to change. He cannot do anything. He has no ability to act. He has no ability to influence. He has no ability to change. So he is absolutely ineffectual. He might as well not be there, and the rest of the world just goes on without him.
Yeah, no, that's bullshit. God is omnipotent, and nothing can
No, he can't be omnipotent. If he knows everything, then he would know change. He would be able to change. He would, like, knowing everything, having knowledge requires more.
Omniscience. I didn't even go to omniscience. I went to omnipotence, and you're not even tracking. So let's try this one more time. Right? Your objection is that if God doesn't change, then he can't change effects. I disagree with that. Well, first of all, that's the difference principle, which we would reject. But more importantly, and way more importantly, there is nothing about counterfactual notion of causes that requires God to change. All that's required is that he exists, and without him, B does not obtain. That's the cause, and God is the cause of B. Had God not been, God is A.
So this thing doesn't have to be a God. It just has to be a thing that everything else is dependent upon.
No,
and other attributes you're going to attribute to this thing need to be justified. I'm going to grant you that we have a thing that was the cause of the entire chain. Right? There was something. I'm not going to label it, but there was something
Okay.
that started the
point is,
chain running.
but as we continue, right, and I'm going to continue, and don't interrupt me, but as we continue, we're just going to reach God, because, look, we've just reached timelessness, okay?
No,
And
we've reached a cause, and we're agreeing that there's a cause. You're calling it God. I'm not agreeing to call it God, because I think the attributes you've given to it of not being able to change are not consistent with what most people talk about being a God. But I'm agreeing that there's that there is a root cause that started everything going, but I'm not going to call it God. I just believe it is there's a root cause. So you have to establish how that root cause is actually God now.
Yeah, because the root cause is timeless, as we've demonstrated just a minute ago.
No. You haven't. So timeless is a totally different concept that you have to explain to me how you got it to be timeless.
Because it's changeless. Anything that's changeless, by definition, has to be timeless, because time is a measure of change.
It could be absolutely. It could be unchanging through time, as well as being unchanging, because there is no time.
Unchanging.
What do you mean?
Unchanging due time is not unchangeable. First class has to be unmovable.
If it is outside of our understanding of time, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's timeless.
Any understanding of time that has change in it, which is pretty much all of it, is going to be incompatible.
So is there a potential that there is a version of time that doesn't involve change?
No, because it's not time if it doesn't involve anything.
Well, no. So define time for me then, because maybe we're talking about two different understandings of time.
Time is measure of change. It measures how things change.
Does it?
Yeah, that's what time is.
What does it mean to be outside of time exactly?
To be changeless. Not be subject to change.
Okay, well, let's just go. Let's go with that. I want to see you.
So that which is changeless. Also, we get to. Okay, so let me flesh this out a bit. Way. So for something to be changeless, it would have to contain no potentialities whatsoever. So it could never be anything else and turn out to be something else. It could only be actual, purely actual. Okay. So just actual. Nothing potential could be in it, because again, it's changeless and changes the actualization of potential, but it cannot do that because it's changeless, right? So it's purely actual. But something that's purely actual also cannot be material. That's the problem, because everything material is in principle at least changeable or can actualize potentials, right? Or has parts. So it has to be timeless and immaterial. Okay, timeless, immaterial, and for those same reasons, it just follows that it has to be spaceless. So we have timeless, immaterial, spaceless, cause of change, which is all of motion in the world. What else do we lack here to show that it's God? Okay, so let's show why it's singular. Why it can't be more than one in number. The reason why it has to be singular is for there to be two such prime movers, something would have to be distinct between them, okay? So something would have to distinguish one mover from another mover. But nothing like that could exist in that which is pure actuality, because any kind of distinction would be some kind of potential, right? There can't be more than one. It just has to be one changeless, timeless material. And what do we want finally? Like, what else do you lack?
Evidence. But
what caused God to start moving?
Oh my gosh! Come on. Well, depends on what you mean by personal. What you mean, like understands? Okay, so this is a bit complicated, so I tried to avoid this, but if you want to know, okay. So we appeal to the principle of proportionate causality. So our view is that anything that's in the cause must in some way be in the effect. So that's from Aristotle, actually.
Has God always been in motion?
Can't be in motion. It's timeless. Motion is measured by change of location over time.
What made him
motion
decide
is change.
to move?
So he can't move because it's timeless,
yeah.
and movement is change. So he's not moving.
See, Jeremiah's following now.
But
you guys aren't following.
Wait a second. If he's the prime mover, he set off a chain of causality.
Yes.
He had to have moved to start the
No,
chain of
no,
causality.
Without moving,
no,
without
no.
deciding, outside of time, outside of space. He's doing it all by himself, but he seems to have these agents that
Well, I mean,
react
what else
to
hit
his
the first?
potential.
What else hit the first domino to start the chain reaction?
What do you mean?
God had to have done that. He
Yeah,
created the
he's the
universe.
cause. He's the cause. Yeah.
So what caused him to move to do that?
Nothing. There was no cause to. What do you mean? What caused?
So okay,
So he's
Canadian-
always been in motion,
Canadian. I've got it.
which means he's always been in time.
Oh my gosh.
So God affected the change. God set everything in motion.
Right.
Okay. What did he set in motion?
Those things that change.
Hang on. No, because so God is immaterial.
Right.
Okay. So there must have been matter here for him to change, or something for him to change. What is that thing that he changed?
Okay, so let me just explain one thing.
No. Tell me what it is that he changed, and then you can explain something. What is it that God changed to start everything moving?
Yeah, so if we are subscribing to that model, which I do subscribe to, not everyone does, but I do.
Is
then
it
the
that
answer-
God
Can I
changed?
finish? I'm going to answer if you're going to let me answer it. Okay. So the point is that if we're going to take that model, which doesn't require, but we can, then the answer is that he didn't. The first moment isn't change. The second moment would be change, but the first moment isn't change. So I guess
What is it that he changed?
He created the universe, right? The physical.
He
material
can't have
universe.
created the universe because creation would require change.
so. Creation.
He can't have done that. So we know he didn't create the universe.
Okay.
So
Not
what
understanding
is,
creation
by the definition you've just given me, Canadian, he can't have created the universe. Some secondary thing could have created the universe, but God didn't create the universe.
He took some clay and molded it into the
First of
universe.
all-
No, he didn't. He couldn't mold clay because molding clay would be that he performed a motion. So, and he's motionless. He's unchanging. So he didn't change the clay. He didn't. So what did God do, or what did God change that changed something that created the chain of events that became the universe?
So if you want to talk, well, first of all, the chain doesn't start with the. Well, okay, so you're not tracking, but that's fine. So about the change of the things, the creation wouldn't technically be a change though, because change is when something goes from being one way to being another way, and that's not what happens in creation. So
Creation would be going from not being created to being created. That would be a change.
Yeah, but not properly speaking, it wouldn't be change because change requires.
There's no way you can talk about creation not being change. There is no way. Just break it down step by step first. You know, God's eternal. Something happens. He creates.
No, nothing can happen because God doesn't change. So nothing can happen in God's existence because God doesn't change. So there's nothing happening because happening would be change, and God isn't part of anything that's happening.
He caused a chain of change in time.
Well, no, he didn't. Because if he caused it, then he would be
somehow.
He would be the actor, and if he's the actor, then that requires change on his behalf, and God doesn't change. So he has to without acting on something, act on something that then does something secondarily to make the change.
I mean, I'm asking Canadian, like, you know, he's a Christian, so obviously God can to the material realm through Jesus, at least, right?
All right, Canadian. I think what they're asking is, was there a time prior to creation? And also, if God is,
things, right? It's irrelevant to the argument. That's
can't have been a time prior to creation because there was no time. God was timeless. But then all of a sudden he came up with this concept of time and this concept of creation that he brought into existence, but he didn't, because if he did bring that into existence, it would have required change. So I'm at a loss as to what he didn't do to get creation going.
It's kind of a vicious circle.
It is. But I'm sure Canadian's got a great explanation.
I have many responses, but you're not going to let me talk, so what's the point?
Go ahead.
Right. So, a couple of things, right? First of all, I have to explain this part, right? The first part is that it really doesn't matter that much to the argument, because as I've told you, the universe can be eternal and the argument still works, because we're not talking about a linear series of causes, but rather hierarchical. Okay, that's one. Now, the important thing is, fine, if you want to talk about that part, which we don't have to, but you want to, and I will talk about that. So the answer is the way it happens is, again, the change is located in the effect. It's not located in the cause. That's the point that you have to understand. You have to let me finish if you want me to explain. Otherwise, you can talk and I'll be silent. Okay? Now, the potentialities, I guess, are located in the effect, not in the cause. Okay? That's the doctrine of mixed relations. So that's how it happens. Now, to go back, though, we wouldn't say that creation is a change to start with, technically speaking, because it's not change, because for there to be a change, there must be a previous state and the state following it. But there is no time prior to time, so there can't be a state following it. The first second wouldn't be change. The second would be a change. So the first second is not a change, but the second is a change. Okay?
So
the doctrine of mixed relations.
So what I can't get from is essentially what you just said is that before the thing that we call or that you're labeling creation, before that there was nothing. Then there was the created, and then there was the change of the created that it happened after that. As time began, so did change of that creation. Is that a summary of what you just said? Canadian?
Hello, Canadian.
You hear me? Sorry, I was muted.
There you are.
So I was just asking, if the sequence goes nothing, then the created, and with the created occurring, that begins the stopwatch starts running, and from immediately after the created is existent, time starts describing change.
I'm not. Yeah. So here's what happens, right? We have no time. We have only the unmoved mover. So that's deduction.
That's all we have. Just to be clear, that is all we have. We have no time, and we have the unmoved mover who is changeless, has pure actuality, is timeless, is spaceless. I'm just wanting to be really clear because I wrote down all the properties, and I want to be really clear of all the properties that this thing has.
There's no properties. He doesn't have any properties. That's also important.
Oh, so it's not changeless.
So
it's not purely actual.
It's not. Yeah, it's not purely actual. It's not the cause. It's not the cause of anything. So it's nothing. It has no properties.
No, so first of all, I have to say that it has properties in that sense. That's a predicable.
Properties.
Okay, you gotta let me talk, buddy. Come on, this isn't fair.
Well, you've got to make sense, mate, because you've just gone through and defined a whole heap of things that it is, and then you've just told us that it's not those things, and then the next sentence you say, well, it actually is. So, which one is it?
So, what you just said are not what we would call properties in this proper sense. We would call it.
What's going on?
We would call it predicables. Okay, so we can predicate things of the unmoved mover, but we cannot say that it has things it instantiates. But that's beside the point. Let's go back to the important part, right? So the important part is this, right? There's no time, right? And then there is unmoved mover. Vesper, we can hear a lot from you. Can you mute your mic?
Sorry.
Canadian, can I just pull you up on some terminology, because I want to be really clear, because
a controller or something.
It's really important. You said there was no time. Then there was the unmoved mover, or then there was.
No.
So how can there be a then if there's no time? Because you're predicating one thing before the other. So
listen to me. Listen to me.
Can you use very concise language in this, because I'm listening and I'm writing things down.
So there is no time. There is no time. Now what we have is the unmoved mover, and we have no time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have first moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
This comes causally. Drama, I can hear my echo from you. Can you do something?
It's not from me.
It'll be from you. Nobody else is.
I'm not lighting up.
Oh.
Only when I'm speaking. So if you're hearing an echo, it's coming from you.
Okay. Maybe it was Lurker. No, I can
Oh,
hear
hang on. No,
myself.
there was a little bit came up then. Yeah. I'll try to change the
Okay, so
settings.
So here's just lower the volume. You don't need to change the setting.
Mm.
So the thing is, again, we're talking about causally prior and after. We're not talking about temporally. So the first moment isn't change, though. That's important. Like the first moment isn't change. Okay? We have to keep that in mind. The first moment is not change, because for there to be, yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got me then.
Yeah, but so we had a situation where the only thing that there was so there was the situation was we had a timeless something with the unmoved mover existent, which I'm not really sure what that means to be existent for no time, but that's yeah. Anyway, then something happened, and we've got this thing that we now recognize as has changed from along with time changing. But where did that thing that's now changing, where did that come from?
So when you say where, are you saying what matter it came from?
Well, you told me there was the only thing there was the unmoved mover in a timeless existence.
So on our
and then
view,
all of a sudden then there's this creation, and the creation is immediately then moving through time.
Yeah.
And I'm just
So
where was that before it was?
Wasn't there? It wasn't there. That's the whole doctrine. I'm not sure. Are you not familiar with this?
I'm asking you to explain that. Where was it?
Wasn't anywhere.
So all of a sudden, it just happened to be.
Ex nihilo.
Exactly. Yeah. But
Okay.
it has a efficient. But no. But it has an efficient cause, though. That's the point.
No. So if it's an ex nihilo creation, then there was something that created it, and that change occurred somewhere for it to then come into existence and begin time. But that requires change, and change requires time. So time must have existed for the tiniest fraction of a second before this came into existence. There must have been time. So time has to predate creation by the smallest fraction of a second.
Time is creation.
He spoke the universe into existence, right? It's like
can't speak because speaking occurs over time. It is also it would also be a change, and he's changeless, so he can't change, he can't speak, he can't act.
That's a metaphorical term. Come on.
No, we're not using metaphors here. You are explaining to me causation of the universe, and we are not talking metaphors. You are talking actualities. I wrote it down. This is purely actual. So you're talking about actualities, not about allegories, or this is what happened according to Canadian Catholic. And I'm just trying to work out how this thing could not exist, then exist, and if it did that, then when it stopped not existing and started to exist, that there has to be some time where time is in the non-existent side of the bubble, and then it flows over into the existent time of the bubble. Otherwise, you can't get out of the non-existent side if there's no change in the non-existent side. Do you understand what I'm saying, Canadian?
I think so, but I disagree.
You can disagree, but explain to me how you can have change occur. You have to have change occur in the non-existent side to get into the existent side. If you're saying that your changeless prime mover, your unmoved mover, is making that happen in some way, then there has to have been some change in this non-existent side to get over into the existent.
Yeah, so I've told you the first moment isn't change, though. keep saying that, and I've told you that the first moment doesn't change.
So did the first moment occur in the non-existent side or in the existent side? Because when change happens, therefore the change
The
was
first moment wasn't change. You keep repeating when change happens, but it wasn't change.
Draw a circle and label that circle non-existent or prime mover. All right, and then draw another circle outside of that is all of creation. Now, to move across that line from non-existent to all of creation is going to require that there is at least something on the very border that affects or that opens up a hole for something to go from non-existent to existent. It's got to get across that barrier. And that's where time starts. So time had to have started before the creation occurred, or it couldn't have happened because there would be no time in which for it to change. Okay?
Yeah, I gotta go though. But I'll be. I mean,
because this you have done to me multiple times. When you get to a point that you're uncomfortable with the answer,
I'm not
uncomfortable with where it's going, you have to go and get a drink. You have to go and mummy's calling, or you've got to go and do something else. You do this repeatedly. It's form. I totally expect it. So go off to do whatever you've got to do. Canadian, you stayed up until 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning for conversations, and all of a sudden we get to a sticky point, and now you want to run. So
I don't want to run.
That's fine. I have to go as well. I want to go and get dinner, but I've been putting that off for the last 50 minutes while I've been chatting to you. But I understand. You go. I've made notes so we can pick this up later.
You can let's join up in the morning. I have nothing to do today either way after I wake up. So.
Well, for me, the morning will be Christmas Day, so I won't be on Discord.
Oh, okay. Well, then after that. Okay. See you.
Because we're the leaders of the world as far as time goes.
I thought you...
not quite. New Zealand are a little bit better than us. We're second place. Let's just say that.
But I thought you didn't celebrate that. So.
All right. Catch you later, Canadian.
All right.
See ya. Yeah, you celebrating Christmas earlier.
Yo, Vesper, do you think Canadian Catholic holds to the creator-creation distinction? I wasn't really tracking what he was saying there. It seems like the creation is part of God. That's what it sounded like to me. It's like the world and God they weren't two distinct objects.
I don't know. This is some ontological argument, right?
He's taken a bit of Aquinas and he's mixing it in with a few other theories as well, I think, and it's just getting a little bit jumbled.
Well, I know that it's just weird that he was saying that God does not reason, God does not act. That seemed a little bit weird to me, because then, like, how does the world begin?
That was what I was trying to find out, was if God is changeless and doesn't act, then how do you go from the creation not being existent to creation being existent? How does that happen, and where does it happen, and when does it happen, and all these questions start popping up.
Well,
and
crossing the threshold.
So you're right that it sounds like God is a statue, so it doesn't even make sense to think of, like, when can the world start. But I think he was trying to say that it's incoherent to say something like the time before the world was instantiated. I'm not sure though. Like, it was hard to track what he was saying.
Well, then I started actually writing things down so that I could keep better track of it, and so I could go back to those things. That's why I actually said, I'm writing this down so I can go back to it. So he knew I was actually going to refer back to that point. Because, he throws out a lot. He does a mild gish gallop, and then goes and tries to argue a semantic point, or uses, I'm going to explain this, to actually shift the conversation away from those things that he's not comfortable with. I've had enough experience with him.
Creator-creature distinction.
Yeah,
if he doesn't have, then it'd be more like a pantheistic view, huh?
Well, that's what it sounded like, but I don't know. He probably disagrees with that.
I mean, God has omnipresence. His spirit dwells in all things.
Okay, because he was saying that like at T1 there's no change, but at T2 there's a change.
Yeah, I think it would help if he made a diagram of what he's talking about.
Yeah, well, it sounded like T1 was like T1 always existed. That's what it sounded like to me. And then for some reason, yeah.
But he contradicted that. Sorry, he contradicted that when he said it was creation ex nihilo. Because if you got T0, let's call it, the very instantiation of creation is T0, then that's fine. You've got it existed, T0, time begins, so you start the clock running and it starts going, and now you've got change. But that necessitates that creation was there at T0. If it's ex nihilo, then the stated ex nihilo is T0. The clock starts as soon as you press the button for the clock to start, then in pops creation. But time had to have been going before creation came, because you've got change.
I don't know if
you're right.
That's change.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So it's a very fine distinction about where T0 is, but T0 is either in the non-existent bubble or it's in the existent bubble. But if it's in the non-existent, then it begins at non-existent and flips to existent at the
T1 or whatever. Yeah,
after your T1.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if that quite follows. Like, from our perspective, things would have happened instantaneously, but from God's perspective, it could be something other than time that he's operating in, some other dimension.
I asked that question. Could there be something else other than time? And he said no, because I specifically asked him, could he be operating in something where time behaved differently, where time didn't have the same causal effect? And he adamantly said,
it's
no.
sort of a timeless realm. Yeah.
Yep. So what he described, to the most part, is a beautiful representation of non-existent. Because something that doesn't exist is changeless. It's not. It has no potential. It's timeless. It's spaceless.
Yeah, you could say that. You could say that. That's funny.
Yeah, I'd love to hear his argument, because any kind of conception of God where he's basically a statue, I don't see any way out of it. Like, how do you explain creation if God's a statue?
I think he's still formulating this argument. He's kind of running it by. He's kind of running it by us.
I'm sure he's working on it. Yeah, it's fine.
Yep, he'll do that, and he'll argue this, because this is his form. He'll argue this for 2 or 3 months, and then realize that it's a dead argument, and throw it away, and then change his view, and then come up with something else. He's been on a finance a couple of times, but yeah,
we will find out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm gonna go and cook some pizza, guys. I'll catch up with you later.
Have a good one.
See ya.
Ciao.
All right, Vesper.
Alrighty.
So,
I'm playing some Call of Duty, bro.
Yeah. So you're worshiping Joe Biden?
Yeah, he's my Lord and Savior.
I believe that.
No, I don't really pay attention to what he's doing.
Yeah, probably for the best. You wouldn't be a Democrat for very long if you paid attention.
I mean, I just see him make press conferences here and there.
No, he's been AFK.
I trust that he's working, He doesn't do like a lot of tweeting and stuff like that like Trump did, Well, with Trump, you knew exactly what he was up to every second.
Right. Well, you know what's interesting? The New York Times said that at this point in his vice presidency, he gave more interviews than during his presidency.
Trump?
No, Biden. When Biden was vice president, he gave a ton of interviews.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now as president,
he's just been busy.
He's been AFK. He's been AFK.
No, he's not like going vacationing or something.
I think he's just sleeping. Sleepy Joe, after all.
Why you gotta hate on our president, man?
No, I don't hate him. I just, he's a Democrat, so you expect mediocrity from a Democrat.
I expect them to do their job.
Well,
They're good at it.
Well, the good thing is that Congress is blocking him from doing his quote-unquote job, so it's all good. You saw that?
Oh, you mean
Joe,
the Build Back Better?
Yeah, Joe Manchin killed it. Were you happy about that?
That's fucked up.
I think it's great.
It's like the main initiative of the Biden administration.
Yeah.
Republicans, want to kill it and then blame and then say, "Oh, nothing happened. He didn't do anything."
Well, it's because it's his fault. He aimed too high.
Didn't they cut it? I thought they reduced it.
Well, Joe Manchin wanted to reduce it, but they wouldn't come down. The CBO scored the bill at $5 trillion, and Manchin said his limit was $1.75 trillion.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I didn't read that.
Yeah.
It's not what I saw. I thought it was 1.75.
Yeah, that's the nominal score, but the actual score is $5 trillion.
Anyway.
Is anyone here a mod?
No.
No.
Okay. So, what do you guys think of black people?
The children of God.
So you guys don't believe in eugenics?
Sure we do. Why wouldn't we?
Where's this going?
Well, I don't know. What is you guys don't believe in eugenics? Of course we believe in eugenics. You mean do we support it?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. I don't know if Vesper does.
For what race?
It doesn't matter. Just as long as we have 200 IQ babies to compete with China.
What do you think of Zog?
Oh, Zionist occupied government?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great. I'm a Zionist. I support Zionism.
Okay.
Are you? Are you a Zionist?
Oh, God, no.
Why not?
Because I don't like Israel.
Why not?
I don't like their atrocities they commit against humanity.
Like what?
Like existing.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm more of a Byzantine myself.
Oh, Byzantine Empire? Yeah, that's cool. Well, do you believe
No, not like. Do I believe what?
Do you believe nations are formed by war?
No, not entirely.
Not entirely? How are they formed?
I believe they are formed through communion, like communities.
So are you Eastern Orthodox or what?
No, I'm Catholic.
You're Catholic?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by community. If you can't defend your territory, is that really your country?
Oh, I recognize Israel. I see it as. I just don't want it to be Israel. I hate Palestine though. Palestine are a bunch of babies who think that just because they post something on Twitter, it means that they own the country.
True.
What do you think of Christian Zionism?
There's fair arguments for it.
Yeah, what do you think of the saying that God blesses he who blesses Israel?
I think it's based.
Okay, I like that. So you went from Zog to Zionism. I like it.
Zog is bad, but Zionism is okay. I don't hate it. I mean, I don't support it, but I don't hate it.
Okay. Do you think America is Zog?
Not entirely, but I do believe that Israel has a high influence on America.
Do you agree with that, Vesper?
I don't know.
I mean, not that there's like a problem with it.
I don't think so. What influence does Israel have?
Well, I don't know, Magpie.
Like they have massive influence on who America sees in the Middle East as friends or not friends, and also they can easily receive help from the U.S. But it's not occupied. Like the Jews don't run America. Well, I mean,
so I'm not saying that our foreign policy to a degree.
Well, don't you think America economically benefits from allying with Israel?
Oh yeah, I think the American-Israeli alliance is really good. I think that it should continue.
Okay, great. I agree. Are you a conservative? Are you a Republican?
I am. Well, I don't really go with the American party system, but I do consider myself a conservative. Okay. But I would probably vote for the Republicans if I had to choose.
Okay, great. Well, I guess it looks like we agree on everything.
I mean, I've heard that Israel commits atrocities, which, I mean, I'm not denying that they don't. Like, I've heard they commit war crimes, but it doesn't compare to Palestine. Palestine commits, like, massive atrocities against humanity.
Absolutely, yeah. Hamas, Hezbollah, Fatah, yeah, those are scumbags. They throw rockets towards children.
They use... Did you hear that they use, like, kids as meat shields?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And what do the IDF soldiers do? They just shoot them.
Mm-hmm.
They killed like 8 kids in 1 year.
Who, the IDF or
yeah?
Hamas? Yeah, I don't deny the IDF commits atrocities.
They have a rabbi running their military.
But I don't. But I mean, every country has committed. I'm not.
To me, that's absurd. Like, why do you have a religious leader leading the military?
I mean, it's a theocracy. I don't have a problem with theocratic governments.
Okay, well, what if I'm like a Satan? What if I have like a Satanist theocracy?
You should be executed.
Yeah, I think a Satanist theocracy would just be self-destructing.
Yeah.
I mean, it would just be like paganism.
Or it'd be like the Cult of Reason in France, where just you atheists just kill each other, guillotine each other.
Don't be ridiculous.
The only form of theocracy I would like 100% be against is not just Islam, but radical Islam, like the maybe not. I don't know too much about
why would Satanism be self-destructive?
Because
go ahead.
They would be, yeah, like what he said. They would probably just end up like the cult of reasoning.
And what happened there?
Let's just say Robespierre cut off a bunch of people's heads. People got mad at him and cut his head off.
That's right. That's pretty funny.
State atheism. Well, I mean, I don't know about China, but state atheism in history usually doesn't go well.
Yeah,
because it completely abstracts basic morals.
Yeah, and like everybody thinks they have their own version of truth or morality, so you get like that's what happened to Robespierre.
I mean, I
about the cult of the supreme being. That's who they were battling against, right?
Well, I mean, like if you don't have a stable morality or essence of truth, then everybody makes up their own truth. Everybody makes up their own morality. So how do you expect that to be a stable society?
Is that what the cult of reason was? In a moral movement?
It was more of an atheistic, anti-Catholic movement.
Yes.
Extremely anti-Catholic, actually.
I mean,
it was just like anti-religion.
Okay.
There's more than that. Like they would desecrate churches. Like they would have sex on altars and just to disrespect the church. It was really disgusting. You should read up on it.
Interesting.
I believe the Directory ended it, but the Directory wasn't good, and I think after the Directory was Napoleon.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Napoleon was Napoleon was weird when it came to religion.
He can't be a Christian, right? There's no way he's a Christian.
I think he was Freemason. if I'm not mistaken.
He denounced. Yeah, he lived out in his life like as a Freemason, but when he lived in Elba, like not Elba, in St. Helena, he denounced Freemasonry. So I don't know what he is. He never said what he truly. I don't think he's a Catholic. He claims to be a Catholic, but I mean, what he did to the Pope doesn't really look like he has respect for the Catholic theology. So I don't know. He's probably an atheist, actually.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think he's a Freemason though. Well, I think he was once a Freemason, but he did denounce Freemasonry before he died.
I don't know. There's a lot of stories, that are like that. Oh, this person did this,
The only thing that I liked that Napoleon did was when he reestablished the Catholic Church. I believe he also ended the persecution of Semite people in France.
Okay.
What do you guys think of the Bar Kokhba revolt?
About what?
The Bar Kokhba revolt.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
Do you know who
I've heard of it.
Hadrian. If you don't the guy, you know who Hadrian is?
Yes.
Do you know what he did?
This is like in Hellenistic Judaism times or something. When was this?
I think it was 100 AD.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Huh, yeah, okay. I think I remember it.
It was when Hadrian killed like 500,000 Jews.
Really? Okay. I gotta read about that.
It's not what it entirely sounds like though. Like it could be justified because
Sure.
the Jews killed over 700,000 people at the time.
Wait, is this not?
those numbers.
Okay. Yeah.
Those numbers could be inflated though.
Well, did it have anything to do with religion?
There was a guy called Lucullus, or no, it was like yeah, I think it is Lucullus, and he claimed that the reason why the Jews lost the second the first Roman Jewish war was because they didn't kill enough Gentiles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was denounced later, so it's definitely not like admired by the Jews.
Okay. Vesper has this theory that Jesus was Apollonius. What do you think of that?
Apollonius? I've never heard of that.
No, Apollonius of Tyana.
Yeah, Vesper believes that's Jesus.
I've never heard of that either.
I don't believe it. I'm just keeping it as a possibility.
Okay.
A possibility until I know otherwise.
Okay.
I mean, I've heard Jesus was an Aryan, so everything is pretty crazy.
An Aryan, okay.
How about the Maccabean Revolt? Are you familiar with that one?
The Maccabean was that the one with? Was that the one with Cato?
That's something I've been reading about lately. Jewish rebellion led by the Maccabees against the Seleucid Empire and against Hellenistic influence on Jewish life. This was in 176 to 160 BCE.
Is this in the Talmud?
It might be.
Yeah, I don't read the Talmud.
I mean, it might be recorded there. Let's see. Second Temple.
What happened to this server, by the way? Why isn't it active anymore, like in VC?
Hasmonean Kingdom.
I don't know. I haven't been here in years. A year or whatever. Vesper, why did this server die?
I don't know. I guess rejoined it recently.
I guess because they banned Darth Dawkins. Or he left.
Matt Slick used to debate in here. If you guys don't know who that is.
Oh yeah. There's always people. There's always like big names in here. It seems.
Or Mr. Batman.
Yeah, good guy.
He is weird though.
Yeah, he is, but he has brain damage, so whatever.
Did you know that he got fired from being a teacher because he preached Calvinism?
No, really, he got fired.
Yeah, because he preached Calvinism to kids.
When was this?
Wait. He's not a Calvinist. He's a Torah observing Christian or whatever he called himself. But he's definitely...
He used to be a Calvinist, or I think he used to be a Calvinist. That's what he said.
Okay, is this recent or was he fired a long time ago?
This was a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Wait, Mr. Batman, not Matt Slick. Yeah, Mr. Batman.
Yeah, Mr. Batman.
Yeah, he got fired for. He used to be a teacher.
Yeah, I know that. Like, he got his name Mr. Batman because the kids would call him Mr. Batman. He'd show up in school wearing Batman gear.
Unless someone lied to me, but I mean, I wouldn't doubt he got fired for saying something stupid.
Okay, I can ask him, but I don't think he's a Calvinist. He doesn't. He follows the Torah. So
does he follow the Talmud?
No. No, that would be. He wouldn't be a Christian. I mean, how can you call yourself a Christian?
I've seen. I mean, I know some Messianic Jews that follow the Talmud. I mean, Messianic.
Oral Torah.
But I mean, like,
it's like one half of the religion right there.
Like, I think Mr. Batman doesn't mix like his clothing. He doesn't mix the fabrics. Like, yeah, he literally follows the law, the old law.
He believes in vigilante justice.
Really? What did he call for? Did he call it the?
He said that like we should personally go out in the streets and like grab people by their heads and tell them to pick up like litter.
Vigilante justice, like Kyle Rittenhouse.
No, like Antifa, like Chaz.
Is he like a conservative?
Yeah, definitely. He doesn't.
Yeah, he hates Muslims like extremely.
It makes sense. He doesn't talk much politics, but when he does, he's pretty much a standard Republican.
Have you guys ever talked to Matt Slick?
He's a self-denying gay guy.
No, he's not.
Mr. Yes, he is.
You think he's a homosexual? No, he's not.
Yes.
Why do you say that?
He told me.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, in his past, he was like into the gay scene or something, or he's bi or something.
Okay.
Is he still in here?
I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know. Okay, Vesper, you got to be kidding me. Like, there's no way he's homosexual.
I'm being 100% serious.
He has a wife. Like,
I know. There's a lot of gay guys like that.
He has a YouTube channel too.
Yeah, it's great.
He's like, no, I'm not into that anymore. You know, I don't do that anymore.
Well, he said he was addicted to pornography. Wait, Vesper, you support pornography, right? Like, you don't want to ban it. You think it should be freely available to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
That's kind of cringe.
Why is that?
Why is what?
Obviously, if you're 18.
I think it should be banned if you're 18 or underage in general.
Yeah.
Why?
Wait. Go ahead.
Because it's degenerate.
Yeah. Okay, Vesper, you think it's normal? You think it's normal for like 10-year-olds to watch porn and get addicted?
No. I didn't say anything about 10-year-olds.
Well, he said he wants to ban it for anybody under 18, and you said no.
He said for anybody even over 18.
Yeah, that too. But do you agree that children should not be allowed to watch porn?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
Do you think it should be illegal
for
underage people to watch porn?
I think it is.
I mean, you won't get in. I don't think you'll get in trouble.
Yeah. Okay. Would you jail the parents if the child is caught watching porn?
I mean, if they're involved, like if they got a hold of it. I don't know. It's if they, they have to set up parental controls. If it was an act like they didn't know about it, they're not tech savvy.
Okay. Do you think 18-year-olds are mature enough to, record themselves and distribute videos of themselves touching themselves or having sex? Do you think 18-year-olds have the capacity to consent?
They're supposed to. It's age of consent.
Well, I'm asking you, what do you think? Do you think that's if you had like an 18-year-old sister, would you be okay with her selling porn?
Depends on her maturity level.
She's 18. I'm just asking about age.
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't do anything. She's an adult.
Really? If you're okay, if your daughter was selling porn, you wouldn't say anything if she's 18?
I would be furious.
Selling porn herself.
Yeah, she's like on OnlyFans or whatever, making a living, spreading her legs.
I mean, it's all contextual.
How is that contextual? Okay, in what context would that be okay for your daughter?
I think it's actually worse for an adult to watch porn than a kid. Like
really?
Like culpability and maturity wise, not like safety reasons.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that for sure.
What do you mean?
Like it's easy. Okay, so this is more religious than like moral, but it's easier for an adult to cope. No, I mean it's depending on the culpability of an adult. It would be worse for an adult to watch porn based on culpability and mature ability because children can't cope with that and they're very addictive to porn. So it'd be worse for an adult to be addicted to porn.
Right.
So it's generally more immature and inappropriate. I'm not saying that I think it's worse for children because it's unsafe.
Yeah, he's basically saying that adults should know better. But a kid might be powerless against it. I was a kid. I was powerless against it.
I think it, and I know I was taught like if for sin wise, it depends on your culpability and your age and how you handle the way you watch porn.
You think it's a sin, Vesper, to watch porn as an adult?
No.
Why not?
Why would it be?
Let me get a quote.
Adam and Eve were naked in the garden, right?
That's not porn.
I mean, well, they had to go behind a bush to do the funky stuff.
Oh, that did not happen. Or at least I don't think it happened. Also, that's also not porn. Just like seeing someone naked isn't porn.
Right.
It's like pornography is like sexually.
Okay, but like, where's the demonization of the sexual act? Where does that come from?
Are you talking about pornography or like the sexual act in general?
In general, like from a biblical view.
From a biblical view, the reason why lust and adultery is usually, well, adultery I don't really have to go over that, but lust because it could be idolized easily because you're worried too much about like lust instead of the Lord. That's what I was taught. I'm probably wrong, but there's probably more reasons than that because generally lust is harmful. It can cause many problems.
So maybe that's like the forbidden fruit or something.
What, lust?
Procreation for joy. I don't know.
Here's a quote by Jesus. But I say unto you that whoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. So that's why, Vesper. It's adultery. Just looking at porn is adultery. Matthew 5:28. There's no Bible bot here. Okay.
It might be though.
Yeah. Anyone who looks at a woman with lust has already committed adultery with her in his heart.
Interesting.
You believe homosexuality is not a sin, right?
That's a religious concept.
So you think like exterminating Jews is not a sin?
I think it's evil. I mean, it's not good.
What's the distinction between sin and evil?
Sin is like a debt that you owe to God, kind of thing.
No. Sin is, well, I'd say sin is mostly objective morality at this point.
Yeah. Sin is
how
evil. It's synonymous. Sin is evil.
It has religious connotations.
It's still objective by justification, though.
How is it objective by justification? What?
Because you can justify the morals through God. You can't justify morals without God, because you have nothing to justify it with.
How do you know that?
Because you can't justify anything without God, without begging the question.
Doesn't that beg the question?
No.
What do you mean? It does not beg the question.
How do you justify morals with God?
Because your justification is through God the Creator. Created the morals, meaning that the moral standpoint is by the Creator. Thereby, morals are the creation and stuff through life through God, because God is the Creator. And without an idea of morals being created, meanings that there is no such thing as objective morality, and you can't objectify morals without begging the question.
Okay, why can't humans create morality?
Well, then it's subjective. It's
well, yeah, it'd be subjective, and if they call it objective, it'd be begging the question.
Right. It's just a
why
social
can't they
construct.
come to a collective agreement about what's good for humans?
It would still just be a social construct.
So what?
And that it's not objective. That by definition, it's not
God
objective.
created morality.
I don't mean this.
Create morality.
I don't mean this literally, but anything that is justified through human ideals is most likely begging the question.
Yes.
How?
Because you're begging the question of how is this moral and how should we know it?
Also, an is-ought fallacy.
Because it's universally agreed upon, something that we collectively agree upon. Yeah. We don't like it. We don't like that. We like this. We don't like that.
It'd still be begging the question, though.
Why?
Because it still begs the question of how it's still moral.
Yeah, it's like, okay, just because there's a consensus.
I mean, define moral.
Okay, Vesper, just because there's a consensus doesn't make it objectively true.
Yes.
No, that's an argument ad populum fallacy.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Everyone agrees that, like, eating apples is good for your health, and it is.
Like, okay, justify that though. We're not saying that atheists, or not just atheists, well, yeah, just atheists in general can't hold objective morality. We're just saying they can't justify it. Because
I disagree.
They have prove it.
It's justified through nature.
Okay. Begging the question.
You believe we have a fallen nature, right? I believe humanity has a beneficent nature.
Okay, but you're not a dualist.
It begs the question. It begs the question of how nature created morality.
It evolves.
Oh my God. Okay.
It's a survival adaptation.
Wait, let me just define objective, because
species.
I don't think you understand what objective means. Objective means it's mind independent. So even if everybody was dead, this would still exist. The morals would still exist.
It's a function. It's literally a function of biology.
Hold on.
Reciprocal altruism.
Okay.
Cooperation in social groupings.
So that means it's not objective, because if all humans and all animals were dead,
we know how it works, and the way morality functions is off of principles. We base principles off of how this morality works.
How do you justify any principle?
What do you mean?
Well, you're saying morality is based on principles. Okay, which principles and why?
Reciprocity is the big one. That's the golden rule.
Why should I care about reciprocity?
Because it leads to good outcomes.
Why should I care about good outcomes?
Because it's what everybody wants.
Why should I care what everybody wants?
You don't have to personally.
Oh, well, there you go. Then it's not objective.
And it's not objective.
You don't have to care, but it doesn't mean that it's not doing good.
The question is not whether it's doing good; it's whether it's objective.
No, it's still doing good. You can say I don't like it.
Begging the question.
That doesn't change the fact.
Begging the question.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not begging the question.
You're presupposing that morals is good through your own standpoint, so you have to prove it, which you can't because you can't justify it.
Game, set, and match.
I mean, atheists can hold it, but they just can't justify it, and they can't justify their own morals.
Yeah.
Without begging the question.
That doesn't make sense.
Okay, the point is the reason why Christians or like just theism in general can justify morality is because they have.
What does it matter if God creates morality or humans create morality?
Because the justification is God created morality. So
what is that? What is the difference there?
Since He is the creator of knowledge and reality, there is a justification of as this is the morality and the dogmatic standpoint of morality, since it's justified through the creation. And if an atheist tries to justify morality, it's begging the question because they did not create logic and knowledge, so it just generally be begging the question.
Well, I need to push back here, Magpie, because you said that God created morality, but wouldn't you hold that morality is a reflection of God's nature as a Catholic?
You could say that, but it's not dogmatic.
Okay, because if you say that morality, like God created morality, then Vesper has a valid objection. It's like, well, who if God created it, then why is that different than a human creating it? It's like it's a Euthyphro dilemma.
But he could say that, but the problem is humans did not create an idea of knowledge and reality, so it generally still be begging the question of how is something moral or not.
Yeah, I'm saying that he could just say that about God. Like, why is it good? Because God said so?
Because God created time and reality.
Yeah, but that doesn't give him moral... well...
It's special pleading.
No, it's not special pleading. It's just a Euthyphro...
God has some special abilities about how he created the world, and that gives him the right.
No, it's not special pleading. It would just be subjective. It's like why does God not like rape? Is it because rape is not good, or is it because God decided rape is not good? You should just say that God is good by nature, so you escape this problem. But anyways, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. I give you that.
You have to have some principle. So principle can be everything that God says is good. Right? Everything he says is bad. That's your principle. Whatever he says goes.
Well, that's true, but it's not why the thing is moral or immoral. Anyways, be right back.
However, you have to know why that is the case. Why it is that how do you know what he says is good?
That's not the...
Because otherwise you could be worshiping an evil God and not know it. If you're just taking his word for everything.
Okay, that's a red herring.
No, that's how the Euthyphro dilemma goes. If we're only taking God's word for things, we could be worshiping an evil God telling us that good things are bad and bad things are good and not know the difference.
Red herring.
Like God can say, go kill those people over there, those Amalekites.
I mean, yeah, I mean, but
the thing is, he says that's a good thing. Go genocide those people over there.
I don't deny that God has commanded genocide.
Beast.
I mean,
go kill every man, woman, and child.
Wait. If he told you to go kill every Nazi, would you do it, Vesper?
That I would know was good, a good thing to do. Through my autonomous reasoning, so to speak.
Oh, you're coping hard.
I think that's just an appeal to pity.
My moral reasoning, it always has to come down to reason.
Okay, so if you knew the atrocities that Nazi Germany was committing, and you were commanded to go kill them, would you do it?
If I didn't know anything about Nazis and he told me that, of course I would.
No, we're presupposing that you know. Would you kill every Nazi in that situation?
That's because that's through my moral reasoning that I can recognize his commandment as good.
Okay, so it's not necessarily evil that God commanded genocide, because there could be a good reason, right?
Well, it would be genocide killing Nazis.
Why not?
Because genocide is wiping out like a race of people.
Okay.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, Germans, you know.
This is war.
Yeah, so whatever genocide God committed, as you say, it was entirely righteous, it was holy, it was just.
Dilemma. How do you know what God says is good is good? I need a drink.
How do we wait? Can you ask that again?
How we know what God says is good is good.
Yeah.
Because
other than just his word, taking his word for it.
Because it's nature.
Because otherwise, you could be worshiping an evil God and not know the difference.
No.
Red herring.
He's not committing the Euthyphro dilemma anymore. He said good is a reflection of God's nature.
Supreme Kim, are you a Christian?
Yes.
What denomination?
Well, I don't know if you would consider me a Christian, but yeah, I'm a Protestant, so maybe I'm.
Okay.
I think Protestant. I don't think like an entire group is going to hell. I think it depends on their personal beliefs.
Listen, you say good is God's nature.
Yes.
You still have to define what good is.
No, okay, good, the label that we call good is a reflection of God's nature. So, if an action corresponds to God's nature, then it's good.
How do you know what good is?
Natural and special revelation, but mostly through special revelation. Although God has written his morals on all of our hearts, so it's a good guide.
You feel
I believe everyone's actually born
intuition,
with morals.
Right. Yeah, the Vesper, like you made this argument. You said that most people have the same moral compass. Like most people recognize that.
By the way, intuition is bounded by knowledge, which is bounded by reality, which is bounded by revelation. So technically, intuition is just an excuse.
An excuse for what?
For one's own revelation. It's not really a justification. I mean, I've heard I've heard a guy called Tyler say the same thing.
Well, let me see here. It's sort of like spiritual intuition is a specific type. That's where like what gnosis is. Sort of what gnosis is. It's it's like some sort of mystic intuition.
Your conclusion might be right, but your reasoning is fallacious because you believe in evolution, right?
Yep.
Okay, so your intuition is just a product of evolution. Random molecules moving, like random molecules just crashing. Evolution does not lead you towards truth or goodness or whatever. It's just
that doesn't stop me from knowing anything. Just because things change, molecules move around doesn't change.
I'm saying you're coming to the right conclusion, but your reasoning is fallacious.
Where?
Because you're justifying your intuition by evolution, not by God.
What's wrong with that?
Well, evolution does not direct you towards truth or goodness.
I know that.
It just
why?
Yeah, because evolution just guides you toward survival. It just selects for adaptation. What?
That's the whole meaning of life.
You said survival is truth?
Yeah.
Okay, so if Nazis won World War II, then by definition, Nazism would be truth? Nazism would be righteous and holy and whatever, everything?
No.
Why not? You just said that adaptation and survival is truth.
They didn't need to do what they did in order to survive. In fact, it harmed them, right? And they...
No, you don't know that. Like their justification, their justification was Lebensraum. They needed more room.
Caused harm to life.
No, okay, you don't know that.
It did more harm than good.
No, you don't know. You don't know that. It's possible.
I do. They killed 6 million Jews and a bunch of other people.
Wait, why is it implausible that if Nazi Germany won World War II, they wouldn't be better off than they are today?
They wouldn't be better off?
Yeah, how does that follow? How do you know that?
Because they would still be who they are today, were back then. Doing atrocities and stuff.
How do you justify an atrocity?
What do you mean? They're not justifiable.
No, like how do you justify something as an atrocity?
Mass destruction, I guess. Mass. Let's see, what's the definition? An extremely wicked or cruel act, typically one involving physical violence or injury. War atrocities.
Fair enough.
Anyway. Ugh.
Wait, Vasper, are you a Christian?
No.
Dude, he's like the most radical atheist on all the big political servers.
Yep.
You're friends with Gabe the Pharisee, I see.
I am.
What do you know about him?
I don't know. What was that?
He's a gay Jew. That's what I can tell you.
Yikes.
Gabe the Pharisee.
A gay Jew? Okay.
Not like an ethnic Jew, a gay religious Jew.
A homosexual Jew. Okay. Amazing. How does that make sense?
Cool.
How's that cool?
There's like 5 genders in ancient Judaism. There's like different words for it.
That's why the diaspora happened.
Give me a break.
Facts.
Dude, the Bible literally states that if the Jews provoke God, they will be destroyed. It's in I can give you the exact verse. It's Deuteronomy 28, 19 to 20.
What I'm saying is this was kosher back in the day in ancient Judaism.
Yeah, once again, that's why the diaspora happened, because the Jews broke.
They didn't go God's word.
What?
They didn't go against God's word.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
What the? That's like the entire Old Testament. Yeah.
That's literally Deuteronomy 28. It's the diaspora. Dude, like, half the prophecies that happened to the Jews... I mean, like, by the way, the persecution of the Jews is literal proof of Christianity. So, Jesus predicted the burning of the Second Temple. It also, in Deuteronomy 28, it states that the Jews will be spread out across the world. Their language would be forgotten, and they would have sex with Gentiles, which would cause them to... No. They had sex with Gentiles, which caused their language to generally get forgotten.
Where's that in the scripture?
It's the entire Bible. Read the entire chapter of Deuteronomy 28.
Deuteronomy, isn't that Testament?
Old Testament.
It's the Old Testament. This is actually, by the way, this disproves Judaism, by the way.
I don't think so.
It disproves Judaism?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Jesus Christ disproves Judaism, but okay, let me read this.
Well, yeah, someone told me that too, that Deuteronomy 28 justifies the Messiah. Actually, I said that wrong. It proves the Messiah.
There's lots of different messiahs throughout the Old Testament.
What?
Yeah. Just means anointed one. So, like Cyrus the Great was seen as a messiah figure, for example. Different king.
That's not what we mean when we say like the Messiah.
What you're talking about is like the final Messiah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Or
the last Adam and stuff like that.
Yeah, read the curses for disobedience, Vesper. Starts at verse 15. Deuteronomy 28, verse 15 and up.
I'm saying what they did. They didn't disobey anything in this regard.
They denied the Messiah. They killed the Messiah. They killed Peter and Paul. They killed John the Baptist. You're talking
about the New Testament Christianity.
I'm talking about. Okay, so in modern terms, Deuteronomy 28 is basically saying what's going to happen to the Jews if they provoke the Lord, which they did, and in turn, it did end up happening.
How did they provoke the Lord?
They denied They denied and killed the Messiah. They denied prophecies such as Isaiah, Zechariah, and
Christian theology. This isn't Judaism.
No, but I mean, okay, Vesper. The entire Old Testament is the Jews in rebellion against God. Like, why do you think he made them walk in the desert for 40 years?
Yeah, I know about that.
Yeah, because they were worshiping idols. Like, the entire Old Testament is about rebellion. Yeah.
It's a totally different story. Yeah, they're trying to perfect themselves. They're trying to purify themselves.
Reading,
and they always backslide. Yeah, like Solomon.
Oh yeah. Also, the Jews were banned from the Holy Land, like temporary.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was another thing that was said in
these are self-fulfilling prophecies. You see something written, and then you go and do it.
I mean, these weren't
World War III, and then we go and make it happen.
But the thing is, these weren't prophesied by. I mean, the prophecies weren't fulfilled by Christians; they were fulfilled by Romans. Like the burning of the Second Temple was by Tiberius. The diaspora was by Hadrian.
Yes, well, Romans owned those regions. They knew the Jews. They ruled over Israel.
Yeah, but the Jews were still able to live in Israel until the Bar Kokhba revolt, where they got.
There's an idea that Christianity is Roman propaganda. Political propaganda.
What the fuck? Yeah.
How is it Roman propaganda?
That's what Jews believe.
Jews?
Yeah, dude, Jews are crazy. Like, they're literally insane.
Well, I mean, it's not an insane idea. When you have the leader of Christianity being the Roman Catholic Church today.
I wouldn't call that the leader of Christianity. I just called it the majority of Christianity.
The mother church,
in my eyes, it is, but like
as the Pope,
it'd be a generalizing.
Yeah, I think you're equivocating on the word
it's
Roman.
The single largest, denomination of the religion in the world, has its own nation state, stuff like that.
I mean, Protestants don't really have a nation. Neither does Orthodox. The only one that really has a nation is the Catholics.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I think you're also equivocating on the word Roman.
I'm saying it's not far-fetched to think that it could be Roman propaganda, political propaganda.
Roman Catholic propaganda?
Yeah, to subvert Jews, basically. To get Jesus to say things like, render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's.
Dude, Jesus created the Roman Catholic
Church. Romans is telling you to obey the authorities. Whoever's in government was ordained by God to be there, kind of thing.
Are you insane?
Jews didn't recognize. They didn't want to pay taxes to the Roman emperors and stuff,
and they got severely punished for it.
Yeah. It was an uprising, saw it as a threatening uprising to the rulers.
Oh yeah, by the way, where they massacred 700,000 people.
There's Jewish-Roman wars and Parthian Roman wars, which also maybe plays into Christianity.
What are you talking about? Parthian Roman wars? What is that on about? Like the Persians?
Yeah.
What about them in Christianity?
Well, there's Zoroastrian influence, themes, different things going on. Mithraism and things were big in the Roman Empire. But, there's different groups: Pharisees, Sadducees, Essenes. It seems that Jesus was part of the Essene, some Essene group. The Nazarenes or whatnot.
Jesus was a Nazarene.
Yeah, so I've been reading about that Nazarene sect. the Zadokite priesthood, the mystic stuff like that. He's supposed to be of the Melchizedek order priesthood, stuff like that. And he might also have some Parthian lineage through a figure named Perez. Bible.
Who told you that? He's a Persian.
Yeah. The wise men. Looks like they actually may have been kings. Like
kings?
they say like the three kings followed the star. It looks like they might actually have been Indo-Parthian kings. Like this one named Gondophares. He looks to have been one. And so forth. But anyway.
This sounds absolutely insane.
Okay.
Yeah,
why?
Like you're claiming that like the birth of Jesus was some diplomatic like relationship between the Parthian king. I'd say that's impossible. I don't even think the Parthians like had a touch of Christianity during the birth. Which the reason why they would come in, I don't know why. I mean, the Romans did not like the Parthians.
Yeah.
Hey, Supreme Leader, do you think the Book of Romans was written to the Romans?
Was it written to Romans? I think so. Yeah. What am I wrong about that?
There's like a dispute between whether it's been written to the Romans or like the Roman like ethnicity.
Okay.
Do you guys know what Black Hebrew Israelites are?
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm gonna invite one right now.
Oh my god. Okay.
That.
Yeah.
We're having a good discussion. We don't want to derail it.
The tribe of Edom.
Oh god, I think I'll just like AFK if that happens.
He's gonna say I'm from.
Oh, he left. I can't find.
He's gonna say we're from Esau or something.
Dude, like a black. Yeah, those guys never shut the fuck up. I'll be honest. Like they just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
Yeah.
Wait, do you believe Jesus was a black man?
Me?
Yeah, either of you.
Oh, I don't think Jesus was a black man.
Vesper, you believe that, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think he was like Syrian.
Well, he was. I mean, possibly. I don't know. I mean, depending.
Or whatnot.
I think there's more of a chance that he's white than black.
Definitely.
Well,
they had lighter skin back then. I think there's
yeah. Also depictions of Jesus show him to be white.
Like Alexandria.
True.
There were Jews in Alexandria, Greece, I guess. If he was from there, maybe he could have been paler.
Yeah, and I think the oldest depiction of Jesus has him with white skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, do you believe in the Shroud of Turin?
No.
Does Magpie? Do you believe in it?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's like the shroud that allegedly contains the image of Christ.
Something similar is the
maybe. I'd have to put that as maybe.
What is it? It's like the towel of Clement or something, where she like wiped his face with a towel, and it left an imprint on it. Supposedly, what is it called?
The Catholics claim to have it.
What is that called again? I
don't think it has an imprint though. I mean, you don't just put your face on a towel and then an imprint stays.
Yeah.
The dirt or something.
Well, Vesper, how do you explain
it's like a miracle thing. What is
Vesper,
it called?
How do you explain the Shroud of Turin? Look at the image I just posted. How do you explain that? How is there like a picture of a body and a face? on the shroud. Like, how does that make sense? I don't get it. How would you naturalistically explain that?
I forget. It may have something to do with like photography or something, like or some kind of bleaching process or something. And it was made in a later period.
No, it was like first mentioned in the 14th century.
They carbon dated like part of it and stuff like that. I know it's been a while since I.
All right, whatever.
Read up on it.
Jesus was said to be tall, by the way.
He was what?
Tall. Like, at the time, he was tall.
That makes sense.
He was like 5'7", and I think at the time 5'4" was the average height.
Yeah, I think he was about 5'7". Yeah, that's how tall Apollonius was as well.
He also weighed like 245 pounds. That might be a lie, though.
245 at 5'7"? That's obese. Yeah, I don't think Jesus was obese.
He looked pretty thin on the cross.
Well, he did enjoy feasting. Jesus did enjoy feasting. Yeah, like in John 2, yeah. In the book of John. They call him like a drunk and a glutton.
Yeah, it is kind of weird how the shroud would have been made.
Yeah, there's no explanation on naturalism. Therefore, it must be true.
We should invite Canadian Catholic in here.
Yeah, we should. Actually, we should. He probably knows a lot about the Shroud of Turin.
But how the Shroud of Turin was made? Let's see. 2015 BBC.
Well, let me save you some time. Wikipedia, your favorite source, says that atheists that don't know how the shroud was formed.
It's like an art painting.
No, it's not a painting.
How much does it cost?
Well, it's like asking how much does the Catholic Church? What's the net worth of the Catholic Church? It's incalculable.
Well, you can't really buy the Catholic Church.
Yeah. Well, it's like, when they tried to do an accounting of the Catholic Church, they literally write it's incalculable, the net worth.
Here.
Vesper, are you a Freemason?
I think he is.
No, I couldn't be as an atheist.
You can. You can. Well, I mean, I know Freemasons believe in some kind of God.
You have to believe in some higher power, some deity.
Well, you worship the all-seeing eye. Like, all your avatars, they always have the all-seeing eye.
I know. That's why I asked them, because I just noticed that.
Yeah. Plus, you're into, like, astrology and numerology and geometry, sacred geometry, stuff like that.
Astrology is absolutely garbage.
Well, Vesper's into that.
I believe that actually astrology is a sin.
Absolutely.
It's only reserved for the highest.
For the highest? For the what?
Yeah.
The highest.
Read Job 32, or sorry, 38, 31 through 32. You'll see astrology there. Different constellations.
Yeah, there are constellations in the Bible, but like modern day astrology, that's a sin.
It's like going to those people who claim they know like their future with the ball.
Yeah, it's idolatry, and
it's also pagan.
Yeah,
it's also like pagan worship.
Yeah, paganism, divination.
They use divination with the casting of lots in Judaism. It's like, the Urim and Thummim, black and white stones.
Yeah.
like rolling dice to determine the will of God.
Yeah, that's idolatry.
That was something that was part of the religion. It has everything to do with astrology.
So Vesper, how come so many atheists believe in the New Age? Like they'll say stuff like, "The universe is resonating with me today."
They just don't know what they believe.
No, that girl Marianne Williamson, she ran as a Democrat for president. She was into like those crystals and stuff.
Oh, it's already Christmas Eve. I just noticed that.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Wait. Do you believe Christmas is a pagan holiday?
Me?
Yeah.
That's I think some traditions could be pagan, but I don't think it's a pagan holiday.
Okay. Vesper, you think it is, right? Well, I think it's a Catholic thing, but I still celebrate it.
Yeah, I celebrate Christmas like every year.
Yeah.
Whatever you want it to be.
Okay.
I mean, do you celebrate Easter?
Yes.
Do you think it's pagan?
No. I mean, the rabbits and the eggs, of course, is pagan, but Easter itself, no.
That's actually questionable.
What is questionable?
There's something about Mary Magdalene and the tradition with the egg, turning it red and Orthodox and.
Dude, the egg tradition was created by Martin Luther.
Or yeah, there's some history with that, and also maybe with the rabbit. I'm trying to remember.
I don't know where the rabbit comes from.
Some people believe there's like a rabbit image on the moon.
What? On the moon?
Yeah, you can kind of see it. You have to Google that one. Like when I was in Germany, they talked about that.
Wait, why were you in Germany?
Huh?
Why were you in Germany?
Traveling, visiting.
And why were they talking about that?
I mean, that's something I learned when I was there.
Okay.
You see, instead of like a man on the moon or the face or whatever people see, they see a rabbit.
How does that have to do with Easter, though?
Yeah, seriously, what does that have to do with the death of Christ and the resurrection of Christ?
The Easter holiday with rabbits and eggs.
What? Why is it called Easter, by the way? I don't know that.
The goddess named Eostre.
Okay, that's just stupid.
I don't know.
E-O... Wait, how's
Are you talking about Esther?
Eostre.
Etymology. Let's see.
It's like a fertility goddess type of thing or something.
Do you celebrate the Sabbath?
I honor it. Apparently Easter comes from Paschal month. Yeah.
Well, actually, Catholics wrote over all the pagan holidays. Changed the holidays.
I mean, are you talking about Deus Sol Invictus Supper?
I think Mithras was born on December 25th.
Mithras. Kim, do you think that Jesus was born on the 25th?
It doesn't say so in the Bible, so I don't know. I don't think so.
Do you think he was born in December?
Probably, but yeah.
It says the shepherds were out in the fields, like sleeping with their flocks. If it was December, it'd be pretty cold. Wouldn't think they'd be out there.
I mean, the Bible also says though that Jesus was born during when the North Star comes out, and the North Star usually comes out in like December or November.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe we're there. Maybe the weather is different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let's see. Photograph. I'm reading about this shroud. Some more here. Different theories.
Why did Canadian Catholics say Democrats are a joke?
Because Aziz posted something. I didn't watch it, but yeah, something about woke racism.
Now we turn to our news.
Over on wait, where is he?
Woke racism. What is that about?
Yeah, yeah, Vesper. What is woke racism? You're woke. You can tell us.
I have no idea.
Formative action and its effects on Black Americans. Oh, okay. I think I get it.
Is it like Unabomber woke?
No, definitely not.
Wait, Vesper, what do you think of the Unabomber?
What do you mean?
Like Ted Kaczynski.
I think he's a bit primitivist.
Yeah. What about him? Do you agree with him?
No, I hate that he's become like a cult leader for primitivists.
I mean, he is literally a neo-primitivist, like he says in his book.
Yeah, he's insane.
Wait, you don't believe technology is the cause of human suffering?
No.
Okay.
What do you think of that, Cam?
Yeah, fuck no.
Unabomber. Was Unabomber an atheist?
Actually,
he might have been a Freemason.
I don't think he was an atheist.
No.
Well, if you're not a Christian, you are an atheist, but yeah.
False dichotomy. So pagans don't exist?
No, they're all atheists. They worship things that don't exist.
Come on.
There's only one God, so.
Oh yeah, Brahman, of course. Brahman exists in multiple universes, not just one. So he's technically more powerful than the Abrahamic God, conceptually.
Okay, well, he doesn't exist. So Vesper, what do you think of the word cracker? What about you, Magpie? You think it's a racist slur? Yeah.
I think it's racist.
It's racist? What about you, Vesper?
Well, it's not even offensive, but it is. I mean, to call someone a cracker at this point is racist.
This is in regards to like recent events with Josh and
your boy Hassan Abi, yeah.
Getting like suspended from Twitch.
Yeah, but what do you think? Like, would you use that word? Do you think that word is appropriate? You think it's cool to use the word cracker?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
You don't mind it?
What up?
But I always thought it was just comparing us to crackers.
Bear with me. What about the word nigger?
Saltine
I'm cool with it.
But I always thought it was comparing us to saltine crackers, but it actually has to do with white slave owners cracking whips.
Oh,
I think it's more offensive to blacks than it is to whites.
Well, I guess it's not specifically that. It's just them cracking whips in general. Like,
what is honky? I've heard honky. What does that mean?
It's a white, yeah, like a honky tonk. I think it refers to honky tonk, like Elvis Presley, that kind of stuff. White people. It means white people.
I don't take offense to those words, but
do you think black people should be offended when you call them a nigger?
Of course.
Why? Wait. Like, why? Okay, why is it okay for you to not be offended when we call you a cracker, but blacks should be offended when we call them an N-word?
Meaning to it. Doesn't have any historical meaning to it or anything.
So what?
What?
What does that change? Why would you?
I mean, the cracker was used by the Black Panther movement. Was a black supremacist movement. So yeah, it does kind of have historical context.
Yeah, well,
Same with honky. So there's your the historical context was it was used by black supremacists.
Yeah, they didn't enslave anybody and call them those words.
What about the term kike?
Yes, offensive also.
How?
What do you mean how?
Yeah, how is it offensive?
It's comes from the word kaikal.
Which means what?
I forget.
It means circle.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. It has some historical meaning.
Dude, the historical meaning is that Jews didn't want to put it because whenever I think it was like the Titanic specifically, whenever you go on a boat, like to see that you paid and to go on the boat.
Oh
they
no,
put,
I
like,
remember now.
Yeah, they put a plus on your hand to see that you paid, and the Jews thought it looked like a cross, so they asked for a circle, so they called them kikes because it's short for kaikel, which is Hebrew for, not Hebrew, Yiddish for circle.
I think that's right, yeah.
I don't see how that's offensive at all. Artesh.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna, tone it down a little bit.
Do you think the term kike is
it's like a religious slur, saying that you're a non-Christian?
Is the term what?
Is the term kike offensive?
I mean, not to me, but I'm not Jewish, so.
You think the term nigger is offensive?
I mean, probably, yeah.
Do you think the term sand nigger is offensive?
I mean, it's directed towards people like me, and like to me, it isn't. So I don't really give a fuck.
Okay.
What about? Hold on. What about towel head?
I don't even know what that is. What the fuck?
Well, these are all ethnic slurs, right? They're all derogatory.
Is raghead the
Dude, I don't get, like, I'm not really fucking big on slurs. And like, I'm in California. Most people are like,
I know a lot of slurs.
You said faggot. I don't give a shit. You can call me whatever.
I know a lot of slurs.
I know you do, Magpie.
I've read the racial slur database a few times.
Good on you.
They're obsessed with it. They love to say those words.
Like, I know ethnic slurs, like
people.
Like, did you know a frog is a slur for a French person?
I knew that, actually. That one I knew. Look at me.
What's a gook?
Is that a gook? Is I think a Vietnamese person.
Chinese gay.
Chinese gay?
No,
Chinese
Chinese is
a
Chinese would be a chink.
No, that's Chinese.
A Japanese would be a zipper.
Nope.
Oh, nipper. Okay, yeah, that's true.
No,
zipper head, because in World War II, Americans would run over China. Okay, so the funny thing is, when I first heard the term zipper head, I always thought they called them zipper heads because their eyes look like zippers. But no, the real reason why, which is dark, is because in World War II, Americans would run over Japanese people in the head with tanks, and it would leave a mark, like a tire mark, and it looked like a zipper.
True. Okay, that makes sense.
Do you think that's offensive, Vesper?
Yeah, of course. Horrible.
Yeah, I'd agree. That's offensive.
They're Japanese, so it's okay.
True.
And this is the history. Like, they don't want you to be taught.
What about nigger?
This is true.
Wait, why do you think nigger is offensive?
You asking me?
Yeah, because if you listen to rap, it's like every 2 words they use that word. So why is it offensive?
Like nigga.
It's not offensive, because if they use it, then it's not offensive.
True.
You can't pick and choose. Like, offense isn't based on who says it. Like,
I always thought, when I was a kid, nigger was like the better way of saying nigga. Like, it was more like saying frick. So I would just say nigger.
That's so dumb. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Different contexts.
Okay. Wait, so Artesh, are you the black Hebrew Israelite?
No,
he's Yarazul.
He's a Muslim.
Oh, you're a Muslim. Okay.
He's a
Yeah, you talking about Yarazul?
Yeah, Yarazul. I was gonna invite him.
You gotta get him on our server. Get this guy on our server.
He's offline.
What's it like being a gay Muslim?
I'm not a gay Muslim. I'm just very strict. I'm a very homophobic Muslim, in fact.
Based. Okay.
Based Muslim.
Cringe.
Muslims are cringe, though. You're still going to hell, Artesh.
I thought I was a glorified pagan.
It's called virtuous pagan, not glorified pagan.
Fuck, I thought you said I was a virtuous pagan.
I thought Muslims were virtuous pagans because I thought that Muslims still saw Jesus as the Messiah, but apparently they see it differently.
We see him as the Messiah. We just don't see him as a god. He is the Messiah.
You said people could call you a fag and you wouldn't care.
Not really, no. Muslims think Jesus is the Messiah. Okay.
Did he die for your sins?
That's not explicitly mentioned in the Quran.
There it is. There it is.
But we believe he's the Messiah. We believe that he is like a higher rank than the other prophets.
Does Islam believe in sin?
Of course.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, they believe in like having sex with minors is good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
Muhammad was a
technical term used, I guess. Sin.
But by the way, that was like I was using that to be sarcastic. Like Muslims don't believe in sin, and I was gonna be like joking about it, like, oh yeah, they believe in murder. But then that actually makes sense because Muslims do believe in having sex with minors.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, 100% make that.
I mean, Muhammad did it.
I don't believe that. Actually, I don't believe that.
You don't think he had sex with a minor?
No, because it's from a hadith, and I don't trust hadiths.
Then you're not. Oh yeah, you're a Quranist.
That's good.
Oh yeah, Kim. Artesh thinks that everything in the hadiths is fake, and he doesn't believe in anything outside the Quran. So he's like a Protestant Muslim.
Oh, sola scriptura Muslim.
Yeah, not nice. Artesh.
Yeah.
Do you believe Allah can do anything? It's not a gotcha. It's just a question.
Yes, I believe God can do anything.
Yeah, so you believe Allah can make a squared circle?
I mean, yeah, you Christian, Supreme Liticum.
What?
The same thing applies to you, of course. What's it? What God can do is bounded by his limitations he set for himself. Like in the reality he created, of course, the circle cannot be a square. But if he were to create another reality, right, then perhaps he could make a square circle in that reality.
He created the laws of logic and stuff.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Well, I wouldn't say he created them. I would say logic is a reflection of God. But okay, because some Muslims say that Allah can literally do the impossible, but then they say that it's impossible.
It's like, can God create a stone so heavy he can't lift it up? It's like a question like that.
Yeah. It's a contradiction.
Wait, what's the answer to that? I need an answer to that.
Well, the question doesn't make sense. It's a contradiction.
Yeah.
But okay,
the question falsifies itself.
Yeah, so but some Muslims say that Allah can, but then they say that Allah cannot have. Yeah.
From my point of view, most Muslims commit idol worship.
What do they worship?
I mean, all Muslims commit idol worship.
True. Yeah.
By following hadiths and sunnahs instead of following the Quran, they're idolizing the religious scholars.
We should burn the Kaaba.
We should burn your house. I'm gonna drive down to Fresno, dude. I'm gonna fuck you up.
His true colors have come out.
His true colors. Shut the fuck up.
So why couldn't Allah have a son?
I'm sorry.
Why can't Allah have a son?
It's not whether he can or can't. I think we're all children of God.
Wait. Islam doesn't believe in God as a father.
He does not believe in God as a father. It's true.
So how could we be children of his if he's not a father?
Well, we're all his creation, so in a way we're all his children.
I guess it's just metaphorical.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So
Artesh.
Yes.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks. Merry Christmas to you too.
What are you doing? What do Muslims worship Christmas?
Do we worship Christmas?
I mean, do you celebrate it?
Do you worship Christmas?
No.
I mean, Christmas is more of an American holiday, if anything, than a Muslim.
What do they do at this time of year?
I mean, some people celebrate it, some people don't. I'm in California. I'm not my parents aren't doing anything for Christmas, but I go to my friend's house and celebrate it there.
I mean, is there something Muslims do during this time of the year?
There's a Persian. I'm Iranian, so there's a strictly Iranian holiday. It has no religious affiliation. It's for the winter solstice, Yelda.
Wait. You're Iran. You're from Iran.
Yeah, I'm Iranian.
And you're American. So
I live in America.
So do you support Iran or America?
I don't believe in interventionism. So I support, in regards to foreign policy, generally speaking, I support Iran.
You support Iran?
Iran.
Yeah, okay. Like, you support terrorists then? You're okay with...
That's an ad hominem. That is straw man.
Wait, do you support terrorism? Because Iran funds terrorists.
Do you support the United States?
Yes.
Oh, do you support the genocide of Native Americans? Huh? You
Yes,
support the American slavery once?
I do. I think I actually think
that's that's the equivalent of that.
Hold on. I actually think that that Christopher Columbus' discovery of America was God's judgment of the natives.
Well,
are you Jewish or something?
I actually think that. I think that it was destined by God to judge the natives. That was his judgment of Native American what is it called? Paganism.
Are you Israeli?
Oh, am I Israeli? No, I'm American.
Wait, Supreme Keem, what do you think of that?
I mean, technically, you are right because the wages of sin is death, so they did deserve death. But Germans wiped out 95% of the natives. It wasn't a genocide. It was just a sickness, disease.
Based.
Yeah.
Literally spread smallpox with blankets.
Also,
no.
Never mind.
That's
how God works.
No, the smallpox thing is they killed maybe 100 people. That's nothing compared to how many died due to disease spreading.
Bubon. I mean, at least the natives didn't have to do with the bubonic plague.
True.
Artesh, how did Persia cope with the bubonic plague?
They actually, considering that the Mongols already wiped out 90% of the population, it didn't really affect them very much.
Oh, by the way, you know how you can support Iran? You can convert to your native religion, Zoroastrianism.
Why don't you just convert this to Shia?
Zoroastrians are actually considered people of the book in Islam.
Really? People of the book?
Yeah, they are.
I thought it were Christians.
As a prophet,
Christians, Jews, and Zoroastrians are sort of quote unquote tolerated religions in the Quran.
Oh, dhimmis.
Is that why ISIS executed 250,000 Christians?
Well, ISIS aren't aren't Muslim. I wouldn't consider them Muslim.
Then what are they?
Would you consider Mormons Christian? Would you consider Scientologists Christian? Would you consider?
No,
I consider them. I consider them.
No, we would.
I consider them heretics.
I mean, yeah, but so they're not real Christians, right? So I wouldn't consider barely any Muslims would consider ISIS real Muslims, right?
I mean, there was a study shown that 58% of Muslims in the UK agree with the teachings of Osama bin Laden, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Really?
Well, you can just look at studies done by TLC and displayed on 400 Pound Life, but you could also look at how the studies are taken, how they're conducted, what the sample sizes are, where in England are they taken, who's taking it, right? You can always just in a Discord call, you can say, oh, this study says that 90% of people from Washington State actually fuck cows. Right, but that doesn't make it true.
Did you know that 80% of people believe any study that you show them?
Yeah.
By the way, that was a fake study.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
Well, Artesh, you believe in non-interventionism, but Iran intervenes in the Middle East a lot. Do you support that?
Well, I believe in interventionism to an extent. If you're intervening in your own region, right? I think that's one thing. But sending soldiers thousands of miles across the ocean is another thing, right? Of course, there's never black and white in politics. It's all gray area.
Yeah,
but, there is. Generally speaking, well, yeah, there's black and white in politics when it's Israel-Palestine, of course. Fuck Israel, right? But
whoa.
I'm just joking.
Palestine is way worse than Israel.
Definitely. Well,
we could talk about that another time. But
as an American citizen, do you support funding the Iron Dome?
I do not support any funding of the Zionist regime.
Really? So you'd be okay with no Iron Dome?
I'd be okay with no Israel.
What?
Okay. I agree. No Israel.
Yeah, so the Iron Dome defends Israel, right? I don't like Israel.
Are you gonna cut out the entire, like, all of Israel? No Israel, just take it all out.
Okay, well that's World War III. I mean, yeah, if you're cool with that.
I don't think it's World War III.
Thinks that if it wasn't for the Iron Dome, Israel would have justification to like exterminate
absolutely
all the Palestinians.
100%. If you defund the Iron Dome, Israel would have no reason not to invade and just exterminate Palestine and Hezbollah and Fatah and yeah.
I think you guys are overestimating Israel's strength. Israel defeated like a few uncivilized post-colonialism nations in the 1950s and 60s.
Who were backed by the Soviet Union? Who were backed by the Soviet Union?
No, the Soviet. They weren't. Egypt and Syria and Lebanon weren't backed by the Soviet Union. Actually, Israel was being greatly funded by a Western power. So if you're fighting countries that just came out of brutal colonization, and B, being funded by the two superpowers at the time, England and the United States, then of course you're gonna win some fucking shitty wars over some sand over like some lines in the sand, right? But Israel at the moment, Israel can't really even handle Gaza, and they want to war with Iran, right? Like it's just not very logical. When polled, all of these Arab countries that are quote unquote aligning themselves with Israel, of course, like the sample size can be a question, but they overwhelmingly have very negative view of Israel, right? So even the people of these Arab nations that are establishing relations with Israel, the Emiratis, the Emiratis, the Omanis, the Saudis, and the Egyptians, all of the people there have very negative views of Israel. And at the end of the day, I think that on principle of realpolitik, the United States will stop its guarantor status of Israel, because for the in the post Cold War world, America has really just been able to do whatever it wants in the region. But with China being a new rising power, you just have to consider that these Arab regimes, they're just being bought out by the United States. When China becomes more powerful, not if, when it becomes more powerful, and has more money, bigger pockets, all of these Arab regimes will just swap to the Chinese side. And being allied with Israel is just another reason to swap to the Chinese camp. So I think just by principle of realpolitik in the next 10 to 20 years, the United States will wean its support towards Israel, and so will the Western Bloc.
An interesting thing about Muslims is that they can't really complain about anything because everything that ever happens is seen as the will of Allah, good or bad, right? And anything that happens in the world is all the will of Allah.
Wait, Muslims believe in second predetermination,
is that right?
I mean, maybe some Muslim group, but I don't know which one you're referring specifically. But I don't think the majority of
Muslims are all going to hell. It doesn't matter. No reason in talking about it.
Like good or bad, it's all the will of Allah.
I mean, Magpie, you live in Fresno. You already live in hell, so.
Hell.
Fresno is like the fucking equivalent of hell. Actually,
you
maybe
live
San Francisco.
You live in San Francisco.
Yeah, okay, never mind.
You live in San Francisco.
San Francisco, the people suck, the economy sucks, but at least it looks fucking nice outside. Fresno's just a fucking slum. Take away the shit on the street, San Francisco's a pretty nice place.
You guys have shit on the street. That just hearing that.
Take that away. It's a pretty nice place.
Shit on the street. At least I don't have naked guys running around.
Okay, well,
Fresno is not good, but it's way better than San Fran. Also, we have nice weather. Also, we have very low traffic too. I can easily get around. So, Kim, do you know where Fresno is?
No.
It's a city in California where we're both from.
Oh, okay. Fresno. Wait, Vesper, aren't you from California?
Yep.
Oh, where are you from, Vesper?
I'd rather not say.
Uh-huh.
What is it called?
Are you in the Bay Area or
No.
you a lucky duck?
Do you live in the north, the south, or the central?
Sort of central.
Best area. I don't want to go to South Fresno. Too many Mexicans.
Many Mexicans in all of California. They outnumber us now. The Mexicans.
Do they actually? There's more Mexicans than white people?
I did not know that.
California, yeah. It's a thing.
Yikes.
Dude, I went to a Chinese restaurant. I went to a Chinese restaurant the other day, and it was full of Mexicans all speaking Spanish.
Wow. How do you feel about that?
I think it's insane.
Does that scare you, Supreme?
What?
Magpie is a raging racist, so I don't think he feels very good with that.
A raging racist. That is untrue.
How do you feel about that, Vesper?
Indifferent.
Oh, you like it?
I didn't say I like it. I said indifferent.
Wait, do you think white countries should become browner and gayer?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw this fucking thing on I think someone posted it in a server. It said like, oh, Muslims think that they're turning France into a Muslim country, but in reality, France is making Muslims gay and fucking cringe kill.
Dude,
shit and degenerates.
There's this guy who thinks.
Like every fucking Muslim, like when you think of like France, I think of like these radical Muslims going to the fucking country, but in reality, it's these fucking radical Muslims turning into fucking LGBTQ, they, them, social justice warriors.
Social justice warriors. Okay, so I think so. There's this guy that thinks that Europe should become Muslim because it would like deliberalize it.
You notice how the right, far right, has like an obsession with femboys and stuff.
What?
Far right?
Yeah,
that's
progressive. Dude. Yeah, that's just
like the really far right. Oh yeah, it's like transgenderism part of Western culture.
They don't admit.
Don't you dare touch transgenders. They're part of Western culture.
That's just the LARP. That's just the LARP. That's just the LARP.
What? No, they're a part of Western culture.
Who, fascists?
No, fucking transgenders. We need to support them.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that. I only see progressives.
By the way,
dirty Muslims trying to take away our fucking transgenderism and LGBTQ.
By the way, the Mexicans, not Mexicans, immigrants crossing over borders outrageously is one of the reasons why the Roman Empire fell. Like the hordes, they just rushed in there.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
Over immigration is never good.
Vesper, do you support illegal immigration?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, you do?
What?
Yeah, most progressives do. Yeah.
Joking.
They're just coming over for a better life, right?
They're just coming over. That's literally it. They're just coming over, literally
for a better life.
I feel like at this point they're just coming over.
Yeah.
Why don't you want workplace ID stuff? Why don't conservatives want that?
What workplace IDs?
Yeah, identification in the workplace.
Sure,
no one says they run sweatshops and stuff, right?
No, I support ID. I want voter ID too.
Dude, Artesh, did you see California's new
that would solve
Yeah, Vesper Supreme. Magpie and I have a server. You guys are pretty cool guys. Except my friend Chris and I'll bet you.
Illegal immigration. If you can't get a job.
Sorry, I did not understand what you said. What did you say, Artesh?
Magpie and I have a server, and you guys are pretty cool. So if you accept my friend request, I'll bet you.
Sure, why not?
I ping everyone, so just
no, don't. I'm gonna fucking take away your firms if you keep doing that shit. People are leaving because they keep doing that.
I'll stop.
Okay.
I'm gonna be in LA when I wake up tomorrow, so I should be.
We're in philosophical checkmate. What do you do? What do you mean?
Oh shit! Fuck, wrong server. My bad. Yeah.
So Kim, what are you doing for Christmas tomorrow? Christmas Eve?
Just with family. I'm gonna do a Zoom party because
Really?
Yeah, because of COVID. What are you gonna do? Everybody's
Wait, what
paranoid.
state do you live? I'm going to LA.
Oh, yeah, I don't disclose that information.
You don't even disclose what state you live in?
No.
That's pretty. Oh, I can understand that.
Yeah. Vesper is probably gonna dox me, but
how long have you known Vesper for?
I've known Vesper for a long time. Like this guy is like the biggest atheist on every server. Everybody knows Vesper. Yeah, Vesper's a huge atheist.
I've seen him on Politics and Religion. That's it.
Yeah, he's always there. He's always grinding. Everybody knows Vesper, but he got banned because he called Doobie a criminal.
Jesus. Fucking some people get way too angry. It's like, oh, you called me a faggot. You called me a criminal. I'm gonna ban you now. They honestly, like, when a mod doesn't like you, they just look for any excuse to fucking slide in a little ban or whatnot.
Because I see them, like, posting inappropriate stuff around minors there all the time.
That's true.
Do you guys know what Rhetoric is, the server?
No.
Oh.
I like Rhetoric.
So I'm unbanned from there, but I don't want to rejoin.
Dude, okay.
I think it's really weird that Nero has a bunch of random women on the staff team.
Because he's a pedophile.
I mean, I think they're all 18.
No, they're like 16.
Oh, it's not based. Am I nobody?
Like, the mods are sitting there doing nothing and watching all this crap. You know, I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah, you're right about that, but...
What do you guys think of the term beaner?
I like it.
What is it?
The B in beaner stands for based.
I think most Hispanics don't take offense to it that much.
Yeah, only fucking liberal 13-year-old Californian.
I actually like Hispanics. Like I actually like have a lot of Hispanic friends.
Because they're Catholic, huh? That's probably why.
Yeah, like legal. I'm totally fine with legal immigration.
Yeah. What do you think of the term Latinx? Do you use that, Latinx?
No.
No, and I think if someone comes up to me and says Latinx, I'm probably gonna choke them out. What does it mean? I heard it has to do something with like transgenderism.
Did you learn Spanish in school like that?
There's a Spanish class, but I didn't take it.
Okay, so the Spanish language is gendered, so you would call like a Latino for a guy or a Latina for a woman, and they don't like that. So to make it non-gendered, they say Latinx.
Oh, so they're niggers.
I don't know how you got that.
Is it like negro and negra? So they say neg.
He comes in here. He comes in here asking, "What do you think of black people?"
What do you think of Zog?
Which race do you want to use? You want to use eugenics on?
Yeah, that was his first question. What do you think of Zog? What do you think of black people? Yeah.
I joined this VC. By the way, I joined this VC with the intention to troll.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
That's why I asked if there was mods here.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
That's what they all say. I'm just joking. It's just a joke.
Hey, you laughed. You laughed, Vesper.
No, I don't think it's funny.
Wait, I don't think it's funny.
Vesper's a borderline Freemason.
You think?
Kim, what server do you hang out in?
Doobie server, politics.
Yeah, Edgy? Or just politics?
Yeah, just politics.
What about Edgy?
Edgy?
Yeah, the server.
Why am I on that?
Yeah. Yeah, are you on it?
Oh, I just shitpost there sometimes.
Can you invite me to it? I've never actually been in it.
I think it's just girls. Let me see.
Invite me.
Which one?
Edgy. Yeah, 1 second.
Magpie on Persephone server?
Yeah.
It's
horrible.
It is.
I shitpost in there.
I'd imagine you do.
Supreme Leader Kim, is the North Korean thing just an aesthetic, or is it like are you actually North Korean?
Yeah, it's aesthetic. I just picked this name like 5 years ago, and it became my brand.
Your brand.
Yeah.
Brand deal.
Artesh, you should choose an aesthetic.
An aesthetic?
Yeah, like I have a Julius Caesar aesthetic. Viper has a
Freemason. Yeah, it's a Freemason aesthetic.
Can I choose a what's it? Anti-Semitic aesthetic?
Yeah, you can do that.
Oh, okay.
If you want to. I used to be I used to be like a 14-year-old Nazi.
Oh yeah, me too.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like Eric. Is Eric a Nazi? Okay.
I wonder what percentage of Christians agree
He
with.
is definitely a Nazi.
Say what?
That'd be a good poll to find out.
What?
What percentage of Christians agree with Nazi ideology?
Yeah,
I mean we've all been there, like 14-year-old edgy Nazi. I've been there.
Yeah, you know that video, fucking.
Dude, when
I'm 16 and I want to get into politics.
When I was 12, I was like a communist, but then when I was like 14, I was like a Nazi.
Same actually.
Space.
I used to like play the Soviet Union anthem.
In middle school.
Yeah.
Were you in band, Magpie?
Was I in band? No.
No. Okay.
Vesper, did you ever have a Nazi phase?
Dude, when I was in
No.
what?
What about a communist phase?
Vesper, were you ever a
communist phase? I think I'm going through my Nazi phase right now, actually. Heil Hitler.
You're going through your Nazi phase?
I mean, I'm fucking anti-Semitic, so
okay.
I'm joking.
It's fine.
Oh,
we're not mods.
Muslims like idolize Hitler. A lot of them.
Just
do.
because
I'm not gonna lie, like.
Just because I don't support Israel doesn't make me
say
anti-Semitic.
Some neo-Nazis like adore Muslims. It's weird.
He said Islam was the closest thing to his own ideology.
Hitler, yeah.
He did say that, yeah.
And that's on period.
He also said that the Persians are Aryans.
What?
He said Iranians are Aryans. Yeah, he did.
Really?
He said, yeah, Iranians are exempt from the Nuremberg laws because we're as pure as Germans.
Damn, you must feel pretty good about that.
The name Iran literally translates to land of the Aryans.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that that's weird. And not thinking that they're, Atlanteans or whatever.
Cyrus the Great proclaimed himself as king of all the Aryans.
Who was do you guys think that the founding fathers were Freemasons?
No.
I know, wasn't
several
George
of them
Washington?
George Washington might have been a Freemason.
Yeah. Not for very long. Yeah, he stopped going after a while.
Stopped going to meetings.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen National Treasure?
Mm-hmm.
With Nicolas Cage?
Yeah. Wait, Vesper, have you ever seen National Treasure?
Yep.
Yeah, Magpie. Smash it past Nicolas Cage.
Is it accurate, like, about Freemason beliefs?
Isn't there two of them?
I don't know. I've seen the one where like they try to find where they try to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Hey Magpie, smash or pass Nick Cage?
What?
Smash or pass Nicolas Cage?
I don't know. Smash.
You would fuck Nicolas Cage?
Oh, I thought you said Nicole Cage. No,
Nicolas Cage.
No, I'm not gay.
Nicole Cage.
Nicole Cage.
What do you guys think the worst name is? I think Mac is the most weirdest name.
I think Mickle's the worst name.
Yeah,
is the what?
Bad.
Mac. Who names their kid Mac?
I have an uncle named Mac.
Hey, give him my regards.
I think Bartholomew's pretty bad too.
Bartholomew.
Bart for short. That's cool.
Or Sam. Dude, did you guys know that there's a guy called Pap? Like Pap that his name is literally just Pap.
What?
Like I can show you. Hold on. Artesh.
Yeah, what's up?
What's your real name?
That's none of your concern.
No, like not your last name, just your first name.
My real name is Artesh.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna. Okay, Magpie. I live in California. If like one sentence of what I say on Discord gets out, my entire life is ruined.
Look in general chat.
Is this my entire address there?
No, that's his name. His name is Pap.
Also known as Papas. Yes, Pappas is pretty good.
Look in general chat. My social security number is there.
Pap. I don't even know how to find my social security number.
Are you gonna do your taxes, Magpie?
Artesh, when's your birthday?
I'm not comfortable saying my birthday.
Vesper, what's your net worth?
Is your birthday this year?
I mean, in the last like 4 days of the year, no, not necessarily.
Magpie, what's your net worth?
I don't know.
Oh,
he's loaded. Believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's loaded. He's a oil tycoon.
Nice.
He's an inheritor to Standard Oil. He owns 30,000 shares.
Standard Oil? Damn, he's
Yeah.
How do you estimate net worth?
You add up all your equities minus your liabilities.
And you go count on your fingers.
Yeah, that too.
Plus liquid cash.
Yeah, that's part of your
cash.
Yeah, it's part of your equities.
How much liquid cash do you have, Magpie? How much liquid cash do you have?
$40.
That's
$40.
Yeah. A rich person doesn't have a lot. Yeah. Rich person.
Yeah, rich person. Yeah, has all invested.
Exactly.
In like AMC and Bitcoin and
Tesla,
Doge and Tesla. Yeah, to the moon. GameStop.
That's not what liquid cash means. Liquid cash is like the current, like how much money you currently have, like in the bank.
Yeah, we know, but I am not saying that's liquid cash. I'm saying that millionaires don't have much liquid cash because they have it all in GameStop and AMC.
What potential for growth does GameStop have?
Oh, it's been stagnant the past year, but believe me, all right, hit New Year's, it's gonna go up again.
That was something hyped up by Elon Musk, wasn't it?
No, that Gamma Squeeze. Yeah.
Huh?
It's called a Gamma Squeeze, but yeah.
By the way, Elon Musk can easily like ruin someone's bank account just by one tweet.
True. Wait, you see some upside on GME?
Or going on to Joe Rogan's show and
okay. How? Imagine Elon Musk fucking says like, "Oh, vote for Donald Trump in the next election," and Trump won.
I mean, he did vote for Trump though.
He should do that.
He tweets, "Vote for Trump, everyone."
Yeah,
vote for Joe Jorgensen.
Oof.
What do you guys think of Joe Rogan? Is he based or unbased?
Joe Rogan?
Pretty based.
What about Alex Jones?
Extremely based.
Magpie, do you like the Island Boys?
Say it again.
Magpie, do you like the Island Boys?
Oh, I said Island Boys, the guys that look like cancer heads.
Yeah, I'm an island boy. Yeah, that's all.
They literally look like the fucking COVID thing, dude. Like look at their hair. It's literally the fucking COVID thing.
They look ugly as shit. They have like tattoos all over their face.
Do you like them?
No.
Smash or pass both of them at once.
I would smash them, but I would. When I say smash, I mean smash their fucking face in half. That's what I would do.
Not very growth mindset of you.
I said like smash their head into the ground because
not
they're
very
fucking.
growth mindset.
Do you like their music though?
No.
Oh, okay.
They have music. That's a song.
Yeah, Island Boy.
That's what they do, dumbass.
No, but like, how is that even a song? It's just like I'm an island boy. I'm just trying to make it. Like, come on, that's not even like lyrics. That doesn't even.
I
rhyme.
mean, it's pretty catchy.
I think that was him freestyling, but then they made it into a song, and the song is really shitty.
Yeah, I mean, it's got 12 million views, so I'm not gonna lie. I've had this on repeat for a while. It's pretty good.
What did you guys used to listen to? Like that embarrasses like you.
Eminem.
That you're embarrassed.
Eminem.
Did you guys used to watch like video game background music?
Video game back? Yeah, sure.
Like what video game?
Pokemon.
I remember I used to listen to Undertale background music for a few months. Oh god.
Megalovania? Oh, I only want listen when I listen to. I used to listen to the Soviet Union anthem on repeat, so I have that.
Yeah. What about you, Vesper?
I don't know.
Spice Girls? No.
I'd say we're really big into music.
Are you into Tub Girl?
What's up, girl?
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
No, I know. They go, what's up, girl? Should I search it up?
You should look it up.
Oh, yeah?
Have you ever seen the picture?
Yes.
I've seen the video.
Video? I didn't know it was a
Wait,
video.
no, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. No, I saw the picture. I was thinking of the other thing.
Which one?
What's that? The one like two girls. One, yeah, that one. Yeah, the Brazilian one.
Oh, have you ever seen One Man One Jar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Vesper, have you seen Dick Chop? Have you seen Dick Chop?
Oh my god! Why?
Have you seen one?
Stay away from that stuff.
Yeah.
Have you seen One Man One Needle?
No, that sounds demonic.
I don't like seeing gore or anything like that.
Dude, okay, I don't like watch gore for fun, but I've seen so much gore just because people send it to me.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where it's just not nasty to me anymore. The only gore that
Congratulations, good fucking job.
I wish I didn't see.
The only gore that makes me like queasy is genital mutilation.
I've seen people's heads getting cut off and stuff. Not cool.
I've seen that too.
Wait, Magpie, did you see like the 3 Swedish boys beating an old man with a hammer?
Yeah, three. Wasn't it like 3 guys, 1 hammer?
Something like, yeah, I think yeah.
They were. I thought they were Russians.
I think they're Swedish. Whatever. Like that. Like I thought I was immune, but that thing scarred me. Did you see it?
Yeah, that video was pretty bad. Have you ever seen No Mercy in Mexico?
No.
It's a pretty bad one too. It's like the cartel skinning a guy alive.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Fuck, jeez.
Dude, the cartel is evil. Like they're one of the most worst people in the world.
Wow, who would have thought? Really hot take there.
They're worse than like ISIS.
Did you see the one where there's like a girl? She almost looks underage, and she has like a vibrator, and she's like masturbating, and then there's like a little dog, and she just starts stomping on it, and then when the dog's dead, she squirts on it. Did you see that?
I have never.
What
no, I
the
haven't seen that.
fuck?
Yo, that was like the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. Like, yeah.
Hold on, I gotta think about the most. The most disturbing thing I've seen was like literal castration.
Ugh.
Wait, no. The worst thing I've seen was the BME Pain Olympics.
Yeah. That's that Dick Chop is in that video.
Yeah, I hate the BME Pain Olympics.
What's wrong with people?
I don't know, man. When you're like a Nazi on 4chan, you just see all this stuff.
Dude, I watched.
Oh God, Paul!
I watched it on a Discord stream, and it was just horrible.
Which one?
The BME Pain Olympics.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
You don't want to watch it. It is absolutely like the worst video I've ever seen.
Have you seen it, Vesper?
Magpie's enough fucking shit on his what's it called, on his hard drive to get him arrested.
Probably, yeah.
If I could, he sent me the fucking shooting of the mosque in New Zealand 5 times.
Yeah.
Christchurch. That's not even that bad.
He sent me the Christchurch shooting, his webcam 5 times.
That's pretty bad, man. Yeah.
The Christchurch was pretty sad.
Yeah.
Why? He's like, oh, haha, I'm gonna send it to Artesh. Look at your people, they're dying. Boom, boom.
Okay.
Get back. Okay,
so people actually said this is justified. So a group of Muslims, in this server, it was called the Masjid, which I think is just translated to Islam for mosque. They were streaming a video of the Pittsburgh massacre, the Pittsburgh synagogue shooting, and so in response, I streamed a video of the Christchurch shooting.
Oh my God,
that's based. That's based. I support that. That's funny. That's fucking hilarious.
Lighting fire with fire. What was the Artesh? What's the worst video you've seen?
I know the worst photo I've seen.
Which one?
It's the photo you DM'd me saying, "Oh, hey, this is what it looked like."
Oh, dear asshole. Oh, do you guys remember when those Japanese doctors kept that guy alive who was slowly rotting away?
What? No.
What?
I think so.
You okay?
What is that?
Vesper, do you remember the name?
Was it like a World War II? Was it like a World War II thing?
No, it was recently, dude.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta look that up.
So so basically this guy got radiation poison, and it I don't know what exactly it did, but it did something to his point where his body was rotting away alive, and he went to the doctor's office in Japan, and he just asked to be killed because of the pain, and they wouldn't kill him because they thought they could possibly save him.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm looking at the pictures right now. What?
That is one of the first gore I've ever seen.
Dude,
and my brother showed me it.
That's one of the ugliest things I've ever seen. Holy. Wait, he could still talk? He could say like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
Okay, I DM'd it to you, Vesper.
Just delete it, please.
Okay, it's deleted.
Weakling. You guys have your booster shot?
No.
Not yet. I can't wait though.
I need to get it soon.
Are you a vaccine enthusiast?
Yes, I am.
I'm not an enthusiast. I have like the 2 thing. I'm not super stoked about getting a 3rd thing, you know?
Oh, some people are like under 5th already.
It like fucking Bezos already has 2 chips in me. I don't see why he needs a 3rd.
Nobody should be having a 5th right now.
Yeah, enthusiasts. They're just worried.
No, you don't get.
Yeah, they have like 2 vaginas now.
You don't get.
Like, yeah, after your 5th vaccine, I'm pretty sure a penis grows out of your vagina.
What? Oh my goodness, I have not seen the picture like that. That is like literally the most ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Seriously. Oh god.
I saw a picture of like him on a bed with his like body slowly rotting. I've never actually seen the body though.
Yeah, just kill me
That
now.
guy is
Oh
that
my
guy
God.
is just completely just horrible. Why didn't they just kill him, dude?
Yeah.
I would honestly ask for that.
Well, wait, you're Catholic. Isn't the Catholic Church opposed to that?
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Opposed to what?
Suicide.
Assisted suicide, yeah.
Apparently, in the Deuterocanonical books, there's like a suicide or something. There's like, that's what I heard as a Protestant. They told me that. That's what I read.
Is assisted suicide illegal in America?
There's like,
I think in some states allow it.
it's like condoned in some book.
Wait, Vesper, do you know if it's legal in some states? Assisted suicide? I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's a state by state thing.
Bestiality is legal in some states, by the way.
True. Do you support that, Vesper?
No.
Why not?
Why should it be legal?
Why should it be illegal?
Yeah.
Do you believe in objective morality, Vesper?
Yes.
Dude, we were literally just talking about that, like
Yeah.
before you came. We were talking about like
Yes,
objective
believe in
morality.
objective morality.
Yes, I do.
As an atheist, that's rare.
Artish, get
universe.
this, Vesper believes that you can't prove anything without intuition.
What?
You need to get this guy to talk to Tyler's, man. Like
That's what I was thinking that too.
Yeah,
Vesper, what do you think of
you
intuition?
if you talk to Tyler's, you will probably lose the debate, not because like he made better arguments than you, but because you killed yourself halfway through.
Wait, Tyler's the Black Hebrew Israelite?
No, that's
Well, Tyler's this fucking the 16-year-old like Greekoid who LARPs British and Jewish. We used to have a Discord server until someone nuked it.
AKA Artesh nuked it and me.
I did not nuke it. No.
Well, I nuked it.
So where does objective morality come from?
he thinks that you can be gay. Like it's okay to be gay in Christianity.
He's not even Christian. He's basically Jewish. Hey,
Yeah.
Vesper.
Yeah.
Do you believe in objectivism? Like in a physical sense, in a moral sense?
Objective morality, you mean?
No, in a physical sense. Like, do you think that there has to be something objectively the smallest item, or do you think something can be infinitely small?
I don't understand.
Begging the question.
Can something be infinitely small?
Begging the question.
That's not begging the question.
If there's a train that has infinite destinations.
Oh my god! Shut the fuck up.
What is it? How do you say it?
If there is a train that has an infinite amount of stops, but an infinite amount of time to reach its destination, will the train ever reach its destination? If the answer is yes, this proves that the Abrahamic God is real, because in Psalms 5:14 it says
Psalms.
Nigger?
Like, do you think that something can be objectively small though? Like, do you think something can be infinitely small? You can keep cutting it in half forever and ever and ever. Or do you think there's a limit on how much you can cut something in half?
Well, it
Based
can't
on
be,
atoms.
it can be infinite.
So there has to be a smallest point.
I think so.
All right. So are you familiar with Achilles' race?
I might be.
So it's a thought. It's like a Greek thought experiment that it goes by like, so he's racing a turtle, but the turtle gets a halfway start, and then so you're familiar with it.
Just repeat it. Sorry.
All right. So Achilles has 100-meter race, and he's racing a turtle, but the turtle gets a 50-meter head start. However, though Achilles can easily beat the turtle and win the race, his the race is measured. The distance he's traveled is measured in halves in relation to his distance to the turtle. So if he runs halfway to the turtle, then another halfway, so it's a quarter, then another halfway, then another halfway. So of course Achilles eventually passes the turtle and finishes the race. But there has to be a point in which you cannot divide the space between the turtle and Achilles any further, and he just has to cross over.
What are you talking about?
Am I being retarded, or does that make sense, Vesper?
That doesn't even make any sense. I'm tired. I think I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see you guys later.
All right, later, Magpie.
See you later, Kim.
No, you said it well, Artesh.
I think yeah, sense. So he's not crossed the finish line yet, but he's right at the edge of it, right?
Or he hasn't passed the turtle, but he's right before or right after, right? There has to be a point in which the distance between him and the turtle can no longer be divided by 2, and he has to just cross.
I think he keeps dividing in half.
Yeah, so there's always more distance to cross, right? So
I'm going this on your logic that something can be objectively small. Because if something can be objectively small, then there has to be a point in which he can't then which he can't divide the distance in half anymore. Because you'd be dividing a physical property in half.
Yeah, eventually they would cross the finish line at the same time.
All right. So on this principle of objective, something being objectively small, right? I'm going to reverse this, right, and sort of say, of course, I'm not arguing the Abrahamic God or anything.
Well, I don't know what I mean by objectively small. Exactly.
Or there has to be something that cannot be any smaller. There has to be a baseline for how small a physical object can ever be.
But to call it small is kind of arbitrary.
No, he's just saying indivisible.
Indivisible, yeah.
Okay.
Right, so from this logic of something,
almost like
something, like an atom, exactly. So from this point of having some objective standards for certain things, I think that it's reasonable to assume that there would be something, some entity, or some entity, not necessarily a god, not necessarily something sentient, but some entity that created the entire universe. Would you agree with that?
By what logic exactly?
So if something has to be infinitely small, or based on that, right, that there has to be something that that's indivisible. Right, there can't be something infinitely small. There has to be some baseline for how small something can be. We can apply that to creation, right? There has to be you can't keep everything cannot be created by everything. You can't keep going on and on and on what created what and say that everything always existed. There had to have been some sort of thing beforehand that created everything we know and see.
I don't see how that falls.
Well, it's like a cosmological argument, but he's just addressing it a little differently.
It's in no way you'd be conceding, because I wouldn't. You'd like that God exists, because from this point, what most Christians do, which I see is very unproductive, in conversations with atheists is they just automatically assume and argue that if a god exists, that if like a creator existed, it would be God, and if it would be God, it would be the Abrahamic God, and that I don't think that's very productive.
There's still quite a gap to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, like, the way I like to discuss religion and the existence of a God with atheists is sort of on like progressive concessions, right? So we first talk about one thing, then another thing,
right.
And then we could finally, we could find a common ground, or like, and then a place in which we contend. So, going on from this, would you agree with me when I say that there has to be something that created everything else? You can't you can't go back and back and back infinitely in regards to what created what. There had to be one point in which everything was created. You can't go back infinitely.
I'm trying to see how you relate this to time.
Well, I'm using like the size thing with time, right? So there has to be one thing that infinitely small, a base for that can't be divisible anymore. There, you can also apply that to sort of like time and creation. You can't go back infinitely on what created what. There has to be a point in which everything else was created.
I don't see how that.
I'm sorry?
I don't see how that follows.
Well, but it was worth a shot. Good night.
No, well, yeah. I mean, it makes sense, but Vesper believes in an infinite past, so like you're never gonna get him. You're never gonna get him to agree on that.
Yeah.
I believe in an eternal universe.
Yeah, based on no evidence.
Based on the laws of thermodynamics.
Are you a Christian, Kim?
Yes.
But Kim Jong-un in North Korea actually practices Juche, which is sort of
true
idolization of the Communist Party.
Indeed. Yeah, if I had to do it again, I wouldn't pick this name, but it's my brand, like I said. All right, I'm going to bed. Good night, fellas.
Yeah, good night. See you guys later. Nice talking to you.
Same.
Taking off too.